But we're here back at our turf, and it's tough to beat us, but it's going to be a really good game. I really think, the winner of tonight's game is going to have the inside track to get that third playoff spot with the Wolverines already defeating Butler. And, I haven't seen your team yet, but I've heard you're pretty good, and you might be able to take Butler. I don't know.
Well, this is definitely, when you said it, this is definitely a game with playoff implications. I mean, right now you can probably count NA and North Hills pretty much in for the playoffs, and the last spot is really going to come down between Woodland Hills and Seneca Valley.
I got a question for you. I've heard you've played two very good teams in North Hills and Penn Hills, and you actually came close to beating Penn Hills. What do you think about Penn Hills? Are they better than North Hills?
In my personal opinion, I think North Hills would slaughter Penn Hills. I mean, they are really strong, quick. Penn Hills lost everybody on their offensive line. They graduated from last year's team. And last year, I think they might have been #1 in the nation, but I mean, not this year. They do have a couple of great running backs, but I mean, North Hills beat us up pretty bad, And I really think, if they came to those two, I think North Hills would win.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. We saw LeVar Arrington firsthand, and he was pretty amazing. So, we weren't very pleased that he was so amazing, but I think definitely, I mean, at the very least, North Hills, Penn Hills would be a tremendous matchup.
Now, neither teams here tonight have played North Allegheny. I'm still interested in the North Hills, North Allegheny match, but Butler gave North Allegheny a pretty good run last night, and you did play Butler early this season. What did you think of them?
I thought they were really good. In fact, really, they should beat us. But, we came back and won in an overtime in a game. They outgained us by about 200 yards. We didn't gain 100 yards that night, but our defense stuck with it, and we got some key turnovers. Their field goal kicker really, their kicking game was not very solid. They had a few field goals that could have put the game away, but they couldn't hit any of them, and that kept us in the game. And we were fortunate to beat them. But again, about North Hills, we stopped LeVar Arrington. He only had 47 yards and 17 carries, but he killed us on defense. And on offense, their passing game was a lot more improved than it was last year, I thought.
Our football team stopped LeVar pretty well in the first half. He gained most of his yards on a late run in the second half, but his defense is just fantastic. He made a great fourth down play where he timed the snap perfectly and jumped over our center, Sean Chandler, to make the tackle on Tony Conti. And, I mean, he was the backbreaker for Seneca Valley. But Seneca did beat North Hills in all offensive and defensive categories and probably should have won that game.
We beat Penn Hills in all the offensive and defensive categories. Couldn't win anything else?
Well, yeah, I'd just like to add what Frank said. Seneca Valley lost to North Hills pretty badly, but the score doesn't really reflect the game. And Seneca Valley was in it. We were really doing well in the first half, and North Hills got a couple breaks, compliments of LeVar Arrington, and that was it.
Well, they beat us 19-0. They really took our offense out of the game. Our defense, they gave their all, but I know their passing game. I mean, the last year, LeVar rushed for 300 yards on us, and that's what beat us because we should have won the game last year. But this year, their passing game really beat us this year. And now Butler had some success throwing the ball, and even so did Newcastle. So that seems to be one of our weak spots. But our run defense is pretty solid.
I think the same thing has to go true with Seneca Valley. They have very good defenders. Matter of fact, one of our only returning starters from last year, Craig Kohler. But their North Hills passing game did hurt Seneca Valley very much. They had a few big plays, and I think if you're going to beat Seneca, that's how you have to do it, is in the long, big plays on a big run, which we haven't had really much against us this year. But all three scores that North Hills did have was on big plays against us, and I think that is where we're vulnerable.
Well, we had some big plays against Butler, and that's how we won our last home game. Our opener against Erie Central, we won 27-14. We really had a chance to blow them away, and they're a fairly decent team from District 10. So, but we're gonna have a good game tonight, I think. Final thoughts?
I just think it's gonna be a good game, and this is definitely the matchup of the night. So.
I agree. Yeah, I really think this game is a precursor to the playoffs. This is it for both of these teams. It's pretty much win or die, I think, at this point.
Certainly is, and should expect another Quad North Classic. This is Wolverine's first year in this section. We've been pretty impressed with the competition we've had to play. So the first meeting between these two schools, and let's hope it's a good one. So thank you very much for joining us tonight, and good luck, and maybe we'll see you in the playoffs, or who knows, maybe, we'll see you around.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, stay tuned. In about 30 minutes, half hour, the Wolverines and the Raiders will kick it off. Hi, this is Matt Bush along with Brian Moroziak, and tonight the Woodland Hills Wolverines take on the Seneca Valley Raiders. It's the first two meetings ever between the two high schools. Wolverines coming off an upset loss at Newcastle, and Seneca Valley last week punished Cellar Dweller Ambridge. Brian.
Well, the Wolverines really need a win here tonight against Seneca Valley. They're coming into this game with a conference record of 1-2, and if they really need to win tonight to have any chance of making the playoffs. Seneca Valley has a 2-1 conference record and is coming in this game led by running back Dan Trout, who had over 150 yards rushing last week against Ambridge. So the Wolverines defense really needs to stop him to be successful here tonight. Back to you, Matt.
Winner of tonight's game has the driver's seat for the third playoff spot in the Quad North. So, well, for some more Wolverine magic tonight, the Wolverines have won 9 in a row here at Turtle Creek Stadium, better known as the Wolverine around these parts. So we hope they can keep the streak alive tonight against Seneca Valley. Stay tuned here on Woodland Hills High School Television. Valley. Stay tuned here on Woodland Hills High School Television.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Wolverina, the Turtle Creek Stadium lair of the Woodland Hills High School Wolverines. Tonight the Wolverines take on the Raiders of Seneca Valley High School on their first-year head coach, Rick Cephas. The Raiders are making their first ever appearance here at the Wolverine and enter tonight's crucial Quad North Conference game with a 4-1 overall and a 2-1 conference record. Their only loss has been a 21-0 shutout at home by North Hills. The Wolverines are coming off another tough road trip as their comeback last Friday night at Newcastle fell short 24-23. Woodland Hills is now 1-2 in conference play and 2-3 overall, with both victories coming here in the haunting but Wolverine-friendly confines of the Wolverine. Both teams are still in the WPIAL playoff score. Which one is willing to pay the price for success, and which one is ready for the checkout line, only time will tell. Kickoff is scheduled for 7 p.m. Ladies and gentlemen, I would remind you that your patronage of the booster refreshment stands would be greatly appreciated. They're selling a variety of souvenirs and food items. Refreshment stands located in the parking lot end zone. So a reminder to Woodland Hills and homecoming October 18th here in the Wolverine versus North Allegheny. Also of interest to many.
Hey guys, down in the studio. What did you?
No. What? What?
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise and join the singing of our national anthem? Ladies and gentlemen, the 1996 Wolverine cheerleaders are coached by Mr. Mal Payne. Our assistant is Susan Ann Gray. Captain for the Wolverine cheerleaders, Alyssa Rickett. Co-captain, Sharon Diallo and Tony DeGrano. Mascot is Jeanette McGraw. For the Raiders of Seneca Valley. And right tackle, number 74, P.J. McKevitt. The right guard, number 64, Adam Wright. At center, number 50, Sean Chandler. Left guard, number 66, Matt Tendekar. The left tackle, number 75, Justin Hartzell. Tight end, number 89, Josh Spraker. The fullback, number 21, Brett Such. And split end, number 81, Mike Guffey. Dan Trump, and number 38, Rick Urasco. The place kicker is number 28, Tim Moult. Ladies and gentlemen, may I direct your attention to the scoreboard end zone, where the 1996 version of the Woodland Hills High School Wolverines are about to enter the field. There is a line from an old country song called Old Fords and Natural Stones that these talented but tentative Wolverines could take to heart. It goes, everybody has their fears, but son, you've got to get tighter with your tears. It's time, Wolverines, to let the hard work and ability assert itself. It's time, Wolverines, to prove that you are not afraid of success. It's time, Wolverines, to become part of the tradition of excellence that your predecessors in black, white, and turquoise have demonstrated again and again here at the Wolverina. It's time to step up. It's time to toughen up. It's time to get tighter with your tears. And prove again that when you play as one, you can get it done. So seize the moment, Wolverines. Play with pride. We are Woodland Hills. This is the Wolverina. And now, ladies and gentlemen, presenting the offensive lineup for the pride of Woodland Hills football, the 1996 Wolverines. On the offensive line, number 72, 6'2", 270-pound senior, Tim Foster. Number 67, 6'1", 246-pound senior, Jabbar Schmucker. Number 69, 6'2", 275-pound senior, Larry Bogle. Number 66, 6', 252-pound senior, Adam Dusky. Number 76, 6'3", 285-pound senior, Khalid Johnson. Number 55, 5'9", 212-pound senior, Jim Ruane. And number 70, 6'3", 276-pound junior, Barry Crable. The tight end, number 87, 6'1", 218-pound junior, Tyler Novak. Number 88, 6'1", 203-pound senior, Alvin Bryant. The running backs, number 22, 5'8", 175-pound senior, Fawn Nanji. Number 23, 5'6", 168-pound senior, Eric Walker. Number 32, 5'11", 191-pound sophomore, Rich Goings. Number 28, 6', 176-pound junior, Brandon Payne. The wide receivers, number 21, 5'5", 143-pound senior, Ray Barr Hester. Number 20, 6'2", 182-pound senior, Delrico Fletcher. Number 27, 5'10", 173-pound sophomore, William Ferguson. And a quarterback for Wolverines, number 13, 6'3", 195-pound senior, Madi Williams. Ladies and gentlemen, the remainder of the 1996 Wolverines, led by 10-year head coach George Novak. All right, Wolverina, put on your shot shoes and turn it loose. Tonight's captains for Seneca Valley, number 28, Tim Bolt, number 38, Rick Urasco, number 50, Sean Chandler, and number 71, Steve Meyer. The Woodland Hills captains tonight will be number 55, Jim Bruane, number 79, Chris Cody, and number 26, Ben Tate.
Hello, and this is Matt Bush and Brian Morosiak from the Wolverina. Once again, tonight Woodland Hills takes on Seneca Valley. Coin toss coming up here in a minute.
Heads and tails. Keep going. Nice and wide. He's deep. Over here. Right front. I'll toss it again. Nice and wide. Heads is tall. Tails it in. You win the toss.
Wolverines win the toss. We'll see what they like to do with it. It's been traditional. They like to kick off early on in the games.
Oh. All right. The Wolverines, as usual, when they win the toss, they like to kick it off and let the defense get out in the field first. And the defense will have a chance here against Seneca Valley. Tough quarterback for the Raiders, Anthony Conti, Tony. And the running back is Dan Troff, number 31. Look out for him.
Yes, Troff has really been strong for Seneca Valley all year long. He's 409 yards on the season on 71 carries, so Seneca Valley really likes to go to Troff throughout the game.
Saw Conti, the quarterback, was throwing quite a bit. It looked okay. Long, lanky quarterback for Seneca Valley. They're led by their first-year head coach, Rick Shapus. Shapus. Did you get the proper pronunciation with that, Brian?
Yeah, it is Shapus.
Shapus, okay. First-year head coach out at Seneca Valley. In fact, three new head coaches in the Quad North, Terry George at Ambridge and Mark Farabee at Butler. So the Wolverines will face the second of the rookie coaches. Of course, the Wolverine head coach is George Novak, the only one the Wolverines have known in their 10 years of existence. Scotty Henderson to kick it off. Back deep to receive for Seneca Valley. Number 6, Greg Olzowski, and number 31, Dan Troff. We're going to see Troff here early.
Also watch out for Nick Benini and Jerry Henley for Seneca Valley. They both had 2 touchdowns last week in their Seneca Valley's easy win against Ambridge, 45-0 last week, so they could be strong again here tonight against the Wolverines.
Whistle goes, Scooter kicks it off, and it's a short one. They're trying it onside. It bounces past 34. Wolverines had a shot at it. They hustle.
Whoa.
They jumped on it, but they might have gotten back on it. I can't tell.
It's going to
on
be
Seneca Valley. They almost had that. The Wolverines jumped right on top of it. I did see it was running down there. It looked like it was Brandon Payne was running down there fast. He jumped on top of the ball, but then he jumped right over. Then he sort of bounced right off of it, and Seneca Valley was able to get it, but the Wolverines almost recover another kick. Scooter executed a textbook onside kick last week at Newcastle. They tried their luck again with it and almost had it.
That was a nice start for the Wolverines to try something like that, sort of surprise Seneca Valley, and had to have them pinned pretty far back at 25, so it's like normal field position anyways.
25-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Raiders. 2 wideouts, 2 men in the backfield, and Schropp gets the carry on the first call. He's hit the 25, spins away, and he's popped by Darrell Reeves at the 27-yard line. A pickup of 2 for Trop, and it'll be 2nd and 8.
So we see early on what Seneca Valley likes to do, hand off to Trop. He tried to get on the right-hand side, but it's a nice Wolverine defense, shut him down.
The 2nd down and 7 now as they mark the ball up at the 28-yard line for the Raiders. No score here. We just kicked it off from the Wolverines. Woodland Hills and Seneca Valley, a key Quad North game. Winner has the inside track at that 3rd playoff spot, because right now North Allegheny and North Hills are trying to run away and hide from the rest of the section. Those 2 teams meet the last week of the season. 1 wide out, 2 tight ends, 2 men in the backfield, and Connie fakes to Troff. He wants to throw short, and it's complete at the 30-yard line, up to the 35, first down, and pushing to the 39-yard line for Seneca Valley is number 30, Nick Bernini. That's a pickup of 11 yards and a first down.
Well, Seneca Valley used a little bit of play action there and sort of faked out the Wolverines. They faked handoff to Troff and went over to number 30, Bernini, and it worked out pretty well for Seneca Valley. As you watch here on the replay, the nice fake handoff sort of for the Wolverines. Got the wide man Bernini wide open and got up through about the 40-yard line. Seneca Valley's looking good now, 1st and 10 at the 39.
Two men to the far side, inverted eye in the backfield. Fumble to snap, Connie picks it up and is trying to break a tackle. In fact, will drag some Wolverine tacklers for a yard, and it will be 2nd down and 9. But Connie heads up play there to pick up that fumbled snap and was able to push forward for about a yard.
Yes, it could have been a huge play in this game if Connie would have fumbled that ball. Would have given the Wolverines good field position, but he made the smart play and just basically dove forward and got about a yard out of the play. So 2nd and 9 for Seneca Valley.
Chilly night here at the Wolverine as the weather has, of course, drastically changed. Here is kind of very nice for most of the week, but it's gotten cold here. And it's good, nice weather as Connie hands off 25. They run a reverse to 38, and Wolverines, nice play by Torrey Weems, preventing from more yardage on that play. Getting the ball was Rick Urasco, and he gets up to the 46-yard line. A pickup of 6 yards, and will be 3rd down for Seneca Valley.
So we've seen a couple times now early on in the game they've used that Conti as a decoy. Troff as a decoy and try to run the ball the other way, and the first time they used the play action. So Seneca Valley sort of trying to surprise the Wolverines a little early on in this one.
Saw Newcastle run that quite a bit last week with double handoff plays and reverses and such. Didn't gain that much success last week with it. Seneca Valley and the Wolverines here, first quarter, no score. 3rd down and 3. Connie, fake, looking to pass, has a man open deep. Great jumping catch. The ball came incomplete. Good second ever defense by Bill Ferguson. The pass is intended for Brett Such, 21. He had the ball initially, but Bill Ferguson was able to knock the ball out of Such's hands. He never had total control of it.
Boy, Billy Ferguson really made a big play on this one. So you watch the replay, Troff had good time to throw the ball, and he aired it out down there. Almost had on. Billy Ferguson stayed on him and was able to knock the ball away.
Good defensive play by Ferguson, the sophomore, and it'll be 4th down for Seneca Valley. Tim Bolt to punt for the Raiders, and back to receive Fawn Nanji and Eric Walker for the Wolverines. Seneca able to pick up a first down on that first offensive possession, and the kick angles over towards the right. Eric Walker picks it, takes the fumble, or takes the punt, fumbled the ball, dropped it, and Seneca Valley has recovered it. Hit Eric right in the numbers, and he couldn't hold on to the ball. The first mistakes he's made this season, and Seneca Valley takes the ball over at the 29-yard line of Woodland Hills.
Boy, things like that can really turn the tide in a game as close as this one is going to be here tonight. Eric Walker tried to run up and catch the punt and just hit him right in the numbers. Ball went flying. Seneca Valley had it. Didn't get a replay on that one for you, but
play's about to begin
play's
again
about to
here.
begin.
9:15 left first quarter. No score between Woodland Hills and Seneca Valley. Wolverines stop the Raiders, but they give them second life on the muff punt. First down and 10. Connie runs into his own man. He fumbles the ball, and the Wolverines have taken it right back. He ran right into his own, into his fullback as he was going to hand the ball off and put it right on the ground. The Wolverines able to recover the fumble right after Seneca Valley gets a turnover.
So you see there, the ball went down, and Elvin Bryant was right there. Good alert play by Elvin Bryant right there, able to recover the fumble. Wolverines got it right back. One turnover, one mistake by the Wolverines, another one by Seneca. Wolverines have the ball right back again.
33-yard line is where the Wolverines start their first drive.
Craziness early on here at the Wolverine.
One slot back, one wide receiver, 2 men in the backfield. And Medee will hand to Eric Walker on the first play. Eric slides the tackle and gets up to the 36 for a 3-yard pickup, making a tackle for the Raiders, number 80, Shane McCombs.
Wolverines will like to use their backs tonight. Both Fawn Nanji and Eric Walker should get a lot of work. Also, the Wolverines will like to go to their passing game. We've seen Medee and hook up with Del Rico many times this season. So in long yardage situations, maybe some first down plays, Wolverines will like to pass the ball. Medee is very mobile in the backfield now.
Second down and 7. Medee. The ankle isn't bothering him too much. He hampered him last week. There were some times where he would have scrambled normally, but he didn't. Instead, put the ball up. This week it doesn't seem to be bothering him too much. Second down and 7. Medee. Short pass. He overthrows Raymar Hester here on the near sideline. Raymar was up, but Medee floated it. Complete, third down.
Yeah, Medee hurried that pass a little bit. He had plenty of time to get over to Raymar, but just hurried a little bit, got over Raymar's head, so Wolverines going to be facing their first third down of the game.
Third down and 7 at the 36-yard line for the Wolverines. 8:28 left in the first quarter. No score between the Raiders and the Wolverines. Wolverines come up to the line. Fletcher to the far side, Hester to the near side. Angie and Walker in the backfield. Medee's the quarterback, Tyler Novak at tight end. Third down and 7, and Medee rolls to the far side. Looks, doesn't see anybody, tries to elude some pressure. Still moving out of there, and he is sacked back at the 30-yard line. On the far sideline, making the sack, number 50, Sean Chandler for the Raiders.
Those are the kind of things that really got Medee in trouble so far this year, when he has to scramble out of the pocket, and the defense has been able to get to him on the rush in earlier games this year. You see the replay there. Medee rolled out to the right, to the left, really couldn't find anyone. Seneca was right there to bring him down, so Wolverines are going to be forced to punt here.
Check that, making that sack was number 78, Sean Horn of Seneca Valley. It's a loss of 5 yards to the 31. That's where Del Rico will punt it from. Back deep to receive it for Seneca Valley. As Del Rico just does get it off, it's a short one. And the punt is very high, bounces the 48, and it takes a slight Wolverine bounce down to the 50. That's where Seneca Valley will take over. First and 10 now. It's 8:07 left in the first quarter. You're watching Woodland Hills High School Television on your local TCI and Time Warner Cable networks. Nice game brought to you in part by Bell Atlantic 9X Mobile from Maine to the Carolinas. We bring it to you for Jellic Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, 271-5953. The heater is installed here in the press box. It's coming in very handy tonight.
Yes, it is. A very toasty night out there at the Wolverine. Nice and clear and crisp. Good football weather.
One wide out, 2 men backfield, 2 tight ends for Seneca here on first down at the 50, and number 89, Josh Spraker, moved for Seneca Valley. And was he drawn forward, or looks like it's going to be a false start?
Yeah, they're going to move that one back.
5-yard penalty, and it'll be first and 15 now for Seneca Valley back at the Raider 45.
Those are the kind of mistakes you'd really expect out of Josh Sparker, the tight end of Seneca Valley. He's supposed to be a pretty high Division I prospect. He's had a pretty good season for Seneca so far this year.
Supposedly the only one they have, the only Division I prospect they think they have on this team. Connie to roll out, looks, throws, complete to 81, and he gets up to the 45, takes on one man, and is stopped there. Making that catch was Mike Guffey for the Raiders. Pickup of 10, and it'll be second and 5.
Boy, if Seneca's really able to utilize their pass game tonight, that could give the Wolverines a lot of trouble. We've seen that in earlier games when a lot of teams have been essentially running teams, and they've aired it out against the Wolverines and sort of surprised them. So hopefully Seneca won't be doing that here tonight, but they already complete their first pass of the game for 10 yards, and it's going to be a second and 5.
Slot back, 2 men in the backfield, 1 wide receiver, and in motion goes number 38, and they want to run the option. Connie pitched it right past his back. He's going to have to dive on the football, and he does back at the 40-yard line. The pitch man on that, Rick Urasco, couldn't handle Connie's pitches. He was forced to pitch it long before he wanted to, and they lose 15 on the play, and that makes it third down and 20.
Boy, that's certainly a drive killer for Seneca Valley early on in this one. Score 0-0. Seneca makes the mistake, and they're going to have to convert a third and 20 yards to try to keep this drive alive.
Almost had it the last time, but great defensive play by Bill Ferguson prevented a first down. But Connie, on that play, was pressured by the Wolverine defensive line to go to his pitch man too early, and he missed Urasco. All right, third down and 20 now for Seneca. 2 men on their side, 2 men in the backfield. And Connie rolls to this side. Pressured by Joe Sperduto, throws complete to Spraker. And he will got nothing on the play as they set up that tight end screen. Good defensive play by Vaughn Nanji. And Bill Ferguson also over there making another nice play, and it'll be fourth down and 20.
On that play right there, Connie tried to be a little bit conservative with it. He really didn't want to force something downfield and try to make a mistake, so he decided just to go out to the tight end Sparker and be conservative. But it's going to be fourth down and about 20 for Seneca Valley, so they are going to be forced to punt. 0-0 here, still in the first quarter, Wolverines at Seneca Valley.
Bolt to punt. Walker and Angie deep for Woodland Hills, and flags litter the field here for the snap. And the far back judge coming up to make the call, and it's against Woodland Hills. Another substitution infraction. We saw that at North Hills. That's a 5-yard penalty. It'll still be fourth down, 4th and 15.
Penalty really won't really hurt the Wolverines that much in this game. It's just going to be still 4th and 15 for Seneca Valley. It's still going to be forced to punt, so really not that big of a play, but hopefully they can learn from that mistake and correct it later in the game. Just hate to see that in a crucial situation.
And here comes the punt by Volt, and he gets it off. It's a good one. Driving Wolverine player back to Rico Fletcher, takes it at the 25, and he inches up to the 28.
Nice punt there by Volk. Got nice high hang time on it. Really didn't allow Delrica to make any moves at all in his kick return. So Wolverines will start out again, 1st and 10.
5:41 left in the first quarter. No score between Woodland Hills and Seneca Valley. Sort of a little situation. I don't know if it's going on down here at the far end. An ambulance here, but it isn't anything serious. Medee rolls out and he wants to pass. Throws. He has Delrico open at the 40-yard line. He's over the 40 to the 47-yard line. Good pickup there. They mark it all the way up to the 49. McCombs and Kohler make the tackle for the Raiders, but a first down for Woodland Hills. Their first of the night.
Well, that's the kind of Wolverine passing game we like to see this year. As we watch the replay here, he came up from under center, dropped back, faked a little handoff on the play action. Seneca sort of bit on that one, rolled out to the right side. Delrica was right there, and that's actually his 14th pick or catch of the year from Medee.
First down and 10 for Woodland Hills, up at the 49-yard line. Slot back, 2 men in the backfield, 1 wide out. Pitch to Walker. Eric hit initially in the backfield, and he is dropped for a 4-yard loss. Good penetration on the play by Sean Chandler to the Raiders, and it'll bring up 2nd and long.
Seneca Valley saw that pitch play coming right there, and they read that perfectly. Wolverines lost 4, so 2nd and 14 for the Wolverines at their own 46-yard line.
They make it only a 2-yard loss to the 47. Give Eric a forward progress, and it'll be 2nd and 12. He has thrown 2 passes tonight, completing 1 and just missed on another one. He had an open receiver, but he just overthrew the man. So far tonight, they're going to have a little success passing. Being pressured, will throw. Raymar's open at the 41-yard line of Seneca Valley, and will be awful close to a first down. Good look by Medee on that play, and that'll be very close to a first down. Making the tackle with Shane McCombs again for Seneca Valley.
So the Wolverines pass game is looking pretty good here on their home turf at the Wolverina. Medee on this play will drop back and pretty much stayed in the pocket. That's where he seems to be more comfortable at. He's able to find Raymar Hester right there. It's going to be very close to a first down. It's going to be about a yard short. So it'll be 3rd and 1 for the Wolverines.
3rd down and less than a yard, about 3/4 of a yard. The Wolverines can put it forward here. 2 men there to the far side, 2 men in the backfield. Short yardage, Eric gets the call, and he has the first down over the 40-yard line, down to the 38. On the tackle for Seneca Valley, number 25, Jerry Henley.
The right side of the Wolverines offense line really penetrated well on that play and allowed Eric to get those 3 and 4 yards and create a hole. Eric with a nice run. Wolverines 1st and 10 at the Seneca Valley 38-yard line.
He's put together a pretty nice drive here so far and been able to get a couple first downs, move the ball into Seneca territory after the missed option pitch killed the last Seneca drive. 1st and 10, 1 slot back, 1 wide receiver, 2 men in the backfield. On snap count, Medee fakes to Nanji, gives to Walker, and Eric gets up to about the 35. He's pushed down by Urasco and Jason Danulik for the Indians, or not the Indians, the Raiders.
So Wolverines will have about 2nd and 4, actually 2nd and 8 for the Wolverines. Trying to keep their drive alive. Working pretty good early on.
No score as Wolverines down in Seneca territory. Good block there by Eric Walker to keep a man off Medee, but Medee rolled out and threw the ball behind Vaughn Nanji, and incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 8.
It's nice to see our running backs come up there and make those kind of nice blocks. Really allowed Medee some extra time there, but just flowed a little bit behind his back, and it's going to be 3rd and 8 for the Wolverines.
Hot dogs being grilled here at the Wolverine. Up there, far on the home side, up at the very, very, very top. Probably a nice thing to stay around that fire tonight. It is pretty chilly tonight, but it is October.
It's nicer up in the press box with our Fragella heating and cooling systems. Really keeping us warm tonight.
Yes. 3rd and 8. 2 wide receivers, 2 men in the back. D rolling, backside pressure. Doesn't see the man coming, and it's Ricky Urasco, and he takes Medee down at the 46. Urasco blitzed on the last play, but Eric Walker picked it up that time, but no one picked up Urasco this time as everyone was going to the left side. Urasco, a long run over, and is able to make the sack of Medee, and that will make it 4th down and very long, and the Wolverines are going to look to punt.
Boy, Urasco came right there from Medee's blind side. Medee had no idea he was there and really crushed Medee to the ground. Nice to see Medee at least walking off the play. You should hate to see him get hurt in this kind of key, crucial game against Seneca Valley.
McCombs back to receive the punt for Seneca Valley. Del Rico to punt. He had some problems on the last one. So he had to really shorten up his kicking stroke. We'll see if he can get a good one away this time.
Whoa,
they run a fake to Fawn Nanji. Fawn is at the 40, 30-yard line. First down, cuts it back to 20, still going, and he's inside the 20 at the 17-yard line. What a call by the Wolverines. They ran one to Penn Hills, got a first down. This time, Fawn Nanji takes the short snap and picks up big yardage inside the Seneca 20-yard line to their 17 and a Wolverine first down.
Thought for a second there the Wolverines made a mistake on the punt again, but that was definitely a fake. Nice run by the Wolverines, and they're sitting pretty inside the Seneca Valley 20-yard line. Here's the replay once again.
Kind of pulling out all the stops, and they usually run those three men sitting back. They're good downfield blocking for Fawn, and it would have been for number 23, Gary Brooks. He was into the end zone, would have been fun, but he stopped. First down and 10. Medee fakes to Walker, looking, throws, and it's incomplete. I'm not sure who he was looking for. Pass might have been tipped. Incomplete. It'll be second down and 10.
Well, that fake punt, that was exactly the kind of call the Wolverines need in this game and turn the momentum around. Seneca Valley really had no idea the Wolverines would try something like that early on in the game, and they did. Wolverines still at about the 17-yard line, second and 10, trying to get in the end zone. Score tied 0-0.
See the Seneca Valley band filling in over to our left here on the visitor side. Second down and 10 now for Woodland Hills. Fake to Walker. Medee rolling. Has the man back across himself. He underthrew Del Rico down at the 6. Incomplete coverage on the play by McCombs. It will be third down and 10.
Del Rico seems like he might be a little bit banged up on the play. He's down, and they're gonna actually holding his chest for a little bit there. Looks like he might walk off and all right, but he's definitely in a little bit of pain. As you watch the replay here, Medee got the snap and rolled out to his right side after
good blocking again. Got a nice block from Fawn Nanji on the blitzing linebacker, but Del Rico sort of holding his wrist limp on that play as he walks off the field. It is his left one.
Hopefully that's nothing serious for Del Rico, because that would be a huge loss for the Wolverines in this game if Del Rico was banged up at all.
Missed some games last year with those ankle problems, and it definitely didn't hurt the Wolverines. Took away the big play threat.
They're looking at his chest area, more of his ribs than his wrist, it looks like.
Maybe he fell down on that ball. You never know. Third down, 10 now for Woodland Hills. One wide out as they tighten up the formation. Medee fakes to Walker, looking to pass. He's looking for Tyler Novak in the end zone. The pass is batted in the air and finally intercepted at the 5-yard line. It's a flag on the play. Making the interception was Josh Straker, who was tipped twice, and an interception by Seneca Valley. So another second Wolverine turnover. There is a flag back at the 5-yard line. It could be a block on the interception return. Yes. He had Tyler deep, but in fact he threw the ball short at the 5-yard line. Had his man, but I think it was tipped.
And Spraker showed away. It was a Division I prospect right there. That ball tipped around forever. Spraker came down with it. The flag did come down on the play, but it was after the interception. So whatever the call is going to be, it will still be Seneca Valley's ball.
Might have been a block in the back. And Seneca, I saw Bill Ferguson was pushed. And that seems to be the call.
The penalty, yes, the penalty
was
clip.
It's half the distance. Takes it down to the 2. And Seneca Valley has it with 1:08 left in the first quarter. No score, deep in their own territory at their own 2.
At least the Wolverines have Seneca in a little bit of a hole here.
And handoff will go to Trop, and he will give them some breathing room up to the 8. 6-yard pickup, and it'll be second down.
You have a back like Trop, that's the guy you want to go to when you're pinned back in this kind of situations. He knows how to get the yards. Ran up right through the middle there. That's about 5 or 6 yards, so we got second and 4 for Seneca Valley.
Picked up 6 on that play, second down and 4 for the Raiders here at their own 8. First quarter ticking down. No score between these two clubs. Been some opportunities for both, but neither have been able to capitalize. Connie gives to his fullback, and he pushes up to the 10-yard line to the 11. A pickup about 3, and that's going to bring up third and short. Taking that handoff was
Nick Bernini.
Third down and very short coming up for the Raiders. That might have been the last play of the half, as we're down to 15 seconds, or the last play of the quarter was down to 15 seconds left here in the first quarter.
Seems like Seneca's pretty content just to let this clock tick down and start the second quarter off on the other side of the field.
Well, we played a quarter here at the Wolverina. Both clubs have had a chance, have had their chances, but turnovers have hampered both.
see on the sidelines there, Larry Vogel and Timmy Boster giving each other up for a pretty good first quarter for the Wolverines offensive line. But we're going to have to start the second quarter right now. Score is 0-0 here at the Wolverine. You're watching Woodland Hills High School Television on your local TCI and Time Warner Cable Network.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by Bell Atlantic 9X Mobile. From Maine to the Carolinas, we bring it to you. And for Jellic Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, 271-5953. They also have commercial refrigeration tonight.
We're getting some good use out of that Virgelic heating and cooling here tonight because it's a cool night here at the Wolverina, and we're really using that Virgelic heating up in the press box, keeping us warm here tonight.
Keep the heat nice. Next week, the Wolverines hope to end their 11-game road streak and their last road game of the year as they travel up to play the bottom team in the Quad North, the Ambridge Bridgers. Let's hope the Wolverines can break the snap that 11-game streak. Let's hope they keep their home streak alive here tonight against Seneca Valley. They won 9 in a row at home and lost 11 in a row on the road.
That game next week in Ambridge should be the best opportunity for the Wolverines to break that long road losing streak, since Ambridge really hasn't won at all this year and really have got hammered by a lot of teams. And they really kind of feel sorry for them because they're at North Hills tonight, which is going to be another killer game for them.
Fumbler has picked the Indians to defeat the Bridgers by 40. That's fairly large.
Wolverines in this one, the PG had them by 2 today.
But so the PG East had Seneca Valley by 2. So
that means it's an even spread.
It's an even spread if you're interested in it. We begin the second half here at the Wolverine and second quarter. Connie tries to take will take the keeper, and he pushes forward. And he should be very close to the first down. I don't know if he got it. Got an initial penetration. It's going to depend on the spot.
They're going to give it to him. First down, Seneca Valley.
And that is the call. First down and 10 now for the Raiders, down at their own 13-yard line. Connie on the quarterback keeper gets the yard necessary for the first down.
Connie's a pretty big kid for a quarterback, 6'2", and is able to use his reach on that one to plunge over and get the first down. So Seneca, first and 10, 13.
Wide out, 2 men in the backfield, 2 tight ends.
In that
Tory Weems was showing blitz there. He's definitely moving back and forth now. The call, we don't know what the call could be here. It could be Wolverines reacting as if it's against Seneca, as they got one of the left tackle to one of the tight ends to jump.
That was Sparker
again. Second time he's gone off tonight. So first and 15 now for the Seneca Valley Raiders.
You gotta give the Wolverines defense for able to drop Spraker twice like that. He said the kid's a Division I prospect, and the Wolverines defense have gone to false start twice already in this game.
First and 15 now with 11.5 minutes left and a half. No score between the two clubs. Connie wants to pass. Will go deep. He wants a man deep, but he overthrew number 81, Mike Guffey, deep. Coverage on the play by Raymar Hester. Guffey has about a 6-7 inch height advantage on Raymar, but Connie saw that matchup, thought he could exploit it, but he overthrew his man. Second down now and 15.
If Connie wanted to miss his receiver, it was probably better he missed it long, since his receiver Guffey had a big height advantage over Raymar. So Seneca Valley pushed back, second and 15.
And they run it here. Trop hitting the backfield, slips the tackles up to the 10 and gets to the 11. Tripping him up was Bill Ferguson, but in the backfield, trying almost making the tackle was Brandon Payne, and it'll be third down now and 12 for the Raiders.
Boy, Trop broke a couple of big tackles there, and he really could have been pinned back as we watch the replay right now. See Connie with the handoff to Trop. Wolverines defense had him back. They could have had him back at the 4, but Trop broke a couple of tackles, got up to about the 12 or 13-yard line.
Third down and 11. They mark it at the 12-yard line.
Could be a big stop for the Wolverines right now if they can get Seneca Valley pinned back in their own territory.
They can make a punt deep. Connie to throw. Pressure from Charlton Mitchell. Runs out of it. Looking, has some room to run upfield. Alvin Bryant couldn't tackle him, but he is stopped short of the first down as Connie up at the 19.
Boy, Connie made some nice moves there on the left-hand side, able to break some tackles. Got pretty close to the first down, but he's going to be a few yards short. So Seneca's going to be forced to punt back in their own territory, back at the 19-yard line.
Wow. And it'll be fourth down and 5 for Seneca now, and the Wolverines will get the ball back in fairly decent field position. We think Volt to punt.
Wolverines band seems pretty energetic tonight. Really everyone here in the crowd does. Big game for the Wolverines. Battle for third place, Quad North Conference.
Top 3 teams again go to the playoffs. Wolverines ran a fake punt early. Seneca Valley does not feel as risky tonight. Ferguson will field it at the 48 over the 50.
Oh, he tried to pitch.
He tried to pitch and he pitched it right into the air. I don't know if he was trying
Wolverines
to pitch or he
might have
just
it.
never
Still
had it.
Wolverines ball, but
Whoa.
that was lucky right there.
That's another bad muff punt by the Wolverines. It's 2 tonight. This time they're fortunate to recover the ball at the 41. There's been quite a few fumbles tonight. Both teams having problems holding on to the ball. The Wolverines have returned the ball over twice. Seneca Valley once. Let's take a look at the replay.
He just, whoa. I don't know what that was.
He was switching the ball from one hand to the other, and I think
just switched it a little bit too much.
He was going to switch it, and he wanted to make a move at the same time, and he just hit the ball right through the air. But the Wolverines fortunately recover at the Seneca Valley 41. First and 10 for the Wolverines, 10-17 left and a half. No score between the two clubs.
Wolverines better be careful. Don't try to get too cute with Seneca Valley early on, because I can come back to haunt them.
Eric gets the call, and he is stopped for no gain. Maybe progress will get him about a half-yard. Tackle on the play by Josh Anthony for the Raiders, 2nd down and 10.
Good penetration there by that Seneca Valley defense once again. They've really had some strong defense all year. They're giving up only an average of 8.4 yards. There's the Wolverine cheerleaders.
I think the usual spirit that they usually give. 2nd down and 10. 9:42 left. Ferguson gets the reverse, hitting the backfield, stopped at the 45-yard line. Wolverines ran the reverse to the short side here. Henley able to cut off the gap, and it's going to bring up 3rd and long for Woodland Hills.
As I was saying before, the Seneca Valley defense has been absolutely great all season long. They're giving up only an average of 8.4 points a game. Compared to the Wolverines defense, has given up an average of 18.8 points a game. So Seneca's defense is pretty strong. They've shown it against the Wolverines early on here tonight.
3rd down and 15 at the 45-yard line. Ferguson, they fake that last play. On that reverse, Medea escapes one man to the 45, and he fumbles the ball. It's on the ground. Still going. Picked up by Bill Ferguson at the 20-yard line, or at the 30-yard line, and he rushes it down to the 10. What a weird play that was. Medea stepped up in the pocket, caught the ball up, went through about 4 or 5 different players. Bill Ferguson just picked it up and ran for the end zone, and he stopped at the 10.
Boy, that was pretty lucky right there by the Wolverines. That's the 2nd or 3rd time this game they've got a key piece of luck on their side. See, McDee rolled out to the left side. Had no one there. He scrambled, tried to reach the ball up. He dropped it. And it looks like he dropped it before he was down, so that was fair and legal. Billy Ferguson picked it up, scampered up to the 20, 15, and finally down at the 10-yard line. Wow, Wolverines 1st and goal, and that's amazing.
Big play on that one. The Wolverines called timeout with 8:42 left. And maybe we're still stunned about the last play. I don't know.
That's
watching Woodland Hills High School television on your local TCI and Time Warner Cable Networks.
When you get those kind of plays going your way, then something's looking right for you tonight. And that's good for the Wolverines because we've seen so many times. We've seen so many times things go against them like that in the past. It's good to see them catching some breaks here tonight.
2 fumbles on this drive, one on the punt. It was a weird kind of fumble, and then this one, they end up gaining about 35 yards. Seneca Valley called that timeout. Sorry, be correct, but hey, when you got it, you got it. When you don't, you don't.
They're lucky if that play wasn't on 4th down, because there's actually a 4th down fumble rule. If you fumble the ball on 4th down, it cannot be advanced any farther than where you fumble it. So Wolverines were pretty lucky there with the 3rd down play and not a 4th down play.
Seneca called the timeout there, possibly just to get over the shock of the last play. 1st and goal for Woodland Hills at the 10. After the fumble advancement, Walker gets the call, slips in the backfield, and he's down at the 11. Making the tackle was Jerry Henley again for the Raiders.
So Wolverines probably about a 2nd and 10. They actually can't get the 1st down inside the 1-yard line down there. So still, Wolverines looking in pretty good shape after that weird play.
After the fumble, recovery and run by Bill Ferguson off Medee's fumble. Part about that was there were about 3 or 4 people who could have had the ball back for Woodland Hills. Fortunately, it skipped through all of them, and Bill was able to pick it up and run. Ferguson goes in motion. Hand off one inch, the inside man, the 5-yard line, cuts back, still pushing. and he is down to about the 1 yard line. A good fake there by Medee, and then the handoff to Vaughn, and he gets down very close to the goal line.
Vaughn could have a first down on that play. That could be first and goal for the Wolverines. They may have to measure this one. They are going to call this still third down and short.
Good call here by the Wolverines, and Vaughn, after a couple of good play fakes by Medee, able to get down there, tackle on that play. Craig Kohler for the Raiders, 3rd and 1 at the we'll say about the 1.5 yard line for Wolverines. Eric gets the call, cuts back against the grain, and is into the end zone. Then the Wolverines strike first blood with 7:18 left in the second quarter. They lead 6-0.
Key in so many of these games get the lead first. We saw the Wolverines fall behind in so many games this year. Nice to see them get over the goal line first and take the lead here. Wolverines lead 6-0. Here's the Wolverine in second quarter. Try to get the extra point from Scooter Scotty up and through to tie this, or take a 7-0 lead.
Ferguson, the holder, as he made the big play on that last drive, recovering Medee's fumble and running it to the 10-yard line. The Wolverines on that play, what could have been utter disaster, they ended up picking 35 yards up and set up their touchdown.
Scooter missed one last week at Newcastle. Hope we can put this one up and through.
Scooter puts it up.
That is
and
good.
In. Knocks that one in, and it's 7-0. Woodland Hills. You're watching Woodland Hills High School Television on your local TCI and Time Warner Cable Networks. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Bell Atlantic 9X Mobile. From Maine to the Carolinas, we bring it to you. And Virgilic Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, Commercial Refrigeration, 271-5953. My chair just broke.
Okay, well, Matt fixes his chair. We're here in the second quarter. Wolverines, nice to see they took the lead. Actually, the Wolverines are going to have to kick this extra point again, and it is good. No, it's no good this time. There must have been a penalty there on the Wolverines where you're falling off your chair, and we totally missed that one.
There's a replay of Vaughn's touchdown from the other side, but Scooter misses the longer extra point. I had no idea what the penalty was. I was too busy fixing the chair. It fell off its platform here. That could have been under disaster, too. But all right, well, it's 6-0, not 7-0. Woodland Hills in the lead with 7:18 left in the first half. Stay tuned at halftime for the Woodland Hills Marching Band, and on the live broadcast, you'll see both the Seneca Valley and Woodland Hills bands, two of the better bands in the area. Eric Walker's 2-yard touchdown has the Wolverines in the lead 6-0. Oh, should be pleased to know the chair is fine now. That's right. Fell, well, it didn't fall off it, it just fell.
Gotta be careful up here. Press box is a dangerous place.
This great heater that Virgilic Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning gave us tonight. I'm going to tell you, this has kept things nice and toasty up here in the press box on what could be a pretty cold night. Oh, it is a pretty cold night, but don't have to worry about bringing other things in here to keep the place warm. Scooter kicks it short and taken at the 31-yard line on a knee by Shane McCombs, and that's where Seneca Valley kicks it off. Will take over after the kickoff. First down and 10.
So Seneca Valley is going to be interesting to see when they come out for possession here. If they may try a little bit of their passing game. They're down 6-0, but it still is early on in the second quarter. So I would think they'd like to stay with Trout on the running game.
Mixed it up here so far tonight. Connie passing and Trop running, but both times penalties have hurt Seneca Valley, and so did that missed option pitch. Connie, the pass completed the 36 to number 21, Brett Such. Such spins up to the 39-yard line, an 8-yard gain, and will be 2nd and 2.
So Such getting some action out there, and he's going to get out to about the 39-yard line for about 2nd and 2. Here's a look at our reverse angle replay. Connie rolled back, found Such, and really some good Wolverine defense there to really throw him down. So 2nd and 2 for Seneca Valley.
Darryl Reeves made that tackle for Woodland Hills. 2nd and 2. Connie gets to the fullback. He runs into his own man, and then he is swarmed under by the Wolverines. It'll be about a 1-yard loss. Nick Bernini taking the carry there. He loses a yard. Good penetration by Woodland Hills. Truck Mitchell in there to make that stop.
So 3rd and 3 coming up now for Seneca Valley. Wolverines would like to pull the stop right now. Try to force Seneca Valley to punt once again. Wolverines lead here 6-0 here in the second quarter.
On those handoffs that Seneca Valley wants to give the fullback, both times Connie has, a couple times Connie has run into Bernini, and that has certainly hampered the possible run yards they can pick up on that. So see if the Raiders will be able to rectify that here later in the game. 6:04 left in the half. Connie gives to Trop, leaps in the air, and will be close to the first down. Alvin Bryant and Sperduto making the tackle for Woodland Hills.
Got a pretty nice spot there, a little bit past the 41-yard line. They are going to move the change first down Seneca Valley. I thought he was a little bit short there. Referees gave him a nice spot. Seneca Valley 1st and 10.
I'd like to say our shots coming on the other side. On the home side coming from Seneca Valley Television, their high school TV station, also down here tonight to cover tonight's game. I'd like to thank you for sending over some shots from the home side of the Wolverina. Nice change of pace. As Connie to pass, looking long again. He wants Guffey, and on the 3rd attempt, the deep pass to Guffey, Connie overthrows him, incomplete.
Connie has shown early on in the game he likes to go to Guffey. Seems like it's going to be his main wide receiver here tonight. As you see Connie rolled out, looking deep downfield. Oh, he should have had that one. Guffey, that was right on his fingertips. Couldn't pull it down though.
Guffey had a step on Darrell Reeves, but he dropped the ball. 2nd down and 10. 5:35 left in the second quarter. Woodland Hills 6, Seneca Valley nothing. Deep hand off to Trop, and he's hitting the backfield. Great play by the Wolverines senior middle linebacker and the defensive captain, Joe Sperduto, and he bolts in there and stops Trop for a 3-yard loss to the 38, and it'll bring up 3rd and 13.
So far, the Wolverines defense really seems to be reading the run pretty well. Joe Sperduto banged his way up to the middle. Big Red came on and made the tackle for the Wolverines.
3-yard loss, 3rd and 13 at the Seneca 38-yard line. Third 13 now for Seneca Valley. 2 wideouts to the far side. Connie rolling. Pressured by Charlton Mitchell. Puts it up deep. And there is no flag on the play.
They're going to say it's probably uncatchable because that pass was really beyond him. He really had no shot that ball at all. He wouldn't have been
Shane
bumped on the play.
McCombs was the intended receiver, and he ran into Darrell Reeves. Darrell was looking up at the ball, so he was playing the ball. He never really saw McCombs coming right at him. Take a look at the replay here. Good chance to take a look at the replay here. And
it seemed like a pretty legit call by the referee. See downfield Darrell Reeves. They may actually gave him a little bump there, but that pass was 10 yards down past the field, and he had no chance of making that catch whatsoever. No one was even around him.
Volp to punt. High, wobbly kick. Bounces at the 31 and goes out of bounds there. That's where the Wolverines take over with 4:43 left in the half. You're watching Woodland Hills High School Television on your local TCI and Time Warner cable networks.
Boy, Volp's punts have really had some excellent hang time so far in this game. They don't actually have the best of yardage, but he keeps them up there, gets the Wolverines pinned, and gives them really no opportunity of a big return.
Wolverines have fumbled 2 punts tonight. They coughed up one, or lost one, and were able to recover the other one. His fumbles have played a big part in this game tonight. Wolverines have had about 3 or 4. One of them ended up gaining 35 yards off it to set up their touchdown. But Ferguson in motion to the far side. Hand off to Eric Walker going to the right side. Eric trying to get around a couple guys, gets around the end and gets up to about the 38-yard line. A pickup of 7 yards as Eric able to cut up on the far side, picked up 7 yards, good first down carry. That'll be 2nd down.
Boy, patience on that play paid off for Eric Walker on that one. He could have cut many times as he worked his way over the right side of the field. He decided to wait for the last second where he was able to make a little dart up through by the right-hand side, hash marks, and get about 7 yards for the Wolverines.
2nd down and 3. Inside handoff, Fawn Nandry, he has popped the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard on the play. And he did, and it'll be 3rd down.
So the Wolverines keeping it on the ground early on in this drive. They lead 6-0 here over Seneca Valley.
4:15 left in the half, 3rd down and 2 at the 39-yard line of the Wolverines. Wolverines tighten up the formation here. 1 slot back, 2 men in the backfield. Medina pass. Flags in the play. The pass is incomplete to Raymar Hester. The Wolverines might have moved. Eric Walker might have started a little quick, and it's a legal motion against Woodland Hills. That is the call.
So you would think Seneca Valley might decline this one, or they might push the Wolverines back. But really, if you get if you send a team into a 4th down situation, most times you don't see a team really decline the penalty. Let's see what Seneca's going to do right here.
See if they get the choice to or not, since that play, since the penalty was called before.
They are going to decline this one.
Penalty is declined. It'll be 4th down and 2 for Woodland Hills with 3:53 left in the half, and the Wolverine punt feed comes on.
I would doubt if the Wolverines would really try to pull another fake one out of the bag on this one, since they do have a 6-0 lead over Seneca, but who knows, we've seen stranger things in the past. The Wolverines have shown in this game they aren't afraid to take risks, and they've paid off big for them too, as they do have the lead over Seneca Valley 6-0.
Brandon Payne is back to punt. He has to call a timeout. I think the Wolverines are running that game clock down, the play clock down pretty far. So we do call a timeout. 3:53 left. First half, Woodland Hills 6, Seneca Valley nothing. You're watching Woodland Hills High School Television on your local TCI and Time Warner cable networks.
Of course, stay tuned at halftime for the Wolverine High School Marching Band along with the Seneca Valley Marching Band. You know, watching the live broadcast of tonight's game. Also like to thank Bell Linux 9X Mobile from Maine to the Carolinas as we bring it to you. And for Jellic Heating and Cooling, we're getting good use out of their heating and cooling tonight. They also have plumbing, heating, and air conditioning and commercial refrigeration.
271-5953. Next Saturday, October 12th, starting at 6 p.m., the Woodland Hills Marching Band will hold their 2nd annual band festival. Be down here at the Wolverines. Come down and see an abundance of high school marching bands. High snap to Brandon Payne, and he does get it off. Good punt, knocks McCombs back to his own 25. Gets one block, he's up to the 30, cuts it back, and he will get to the 35-yard line. Stopped right there.
Brandon made a nice play to put on that punt. That was a very high snap. He's able to hold down the punt, keep his composure, and kick it away. Nice play by Brandon. Yeah, there's really no rush at all. He kicked it up there pretty high. Good hang time. Nice punt by Brandon Payne. Seneca Valley got a decent return on it. We watched the replay for about 10 or 11 yards. So Seneca will be at the Wolverines' 36-yard line, 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line with 3:41 left in the half. Woodland Hills up 6-0. Guffey to the near side. Such to the far side. Bernini, the fullback, gets the call, and he pushes to the 38-yard line, a 2-yard pickup. And 2nd down.
Seneca pretty content on that play just to run up the middle. Of course, join us next week live from Ambridge on Woodland Hills High School Cable Radio at 7:30. So Wolverines will travel to take on the Ambridge Bridgers. Well, the video replays for after game Saturday 12 noon and 7 p.m. and again Monday at 7 p.m.
2nd down. 8 for Seneca at the 38-yard line. Connie rolling out, looking to pass. Steps inside the rush. Pass is tipped.
Interception.
Great interception on the play. Picking it off was Torrey Weems. Diving interception off the ball at the Seneca 47-yard line, and the Wolverines get the ball back with 3 minutes exactly left in the half.
This Wolverine defense really stays alert on so many plays. Just on these interceptions where there's tips. We've seen so many fumbles where the Wolverines are right there to dive on the ball. They know what's happening during the game. That's great. That's what we like to see. Wolverines 1st and 10 about the 46-yard line at Seneca Valley.
1st and 10 at the Seneca 47-yard line. This is a really big game for both clubs, and Wolverines lead at 6-0 now, and they have the ball back after the Seneca turnover. Both clubs have turned the ball over twice. Wolverines have fumbled it a few more times, but they may recover some of them as Eric Walker gets the call on the first play, and he pushes up to the 45-yard line, thrown backwards by Rick Urasco. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Few-yard gain up the middle there by Walker. Wolverines offensive line is nicknamed the Wolverine of the Crick Turf because of how well they like to play here. They've won 9 straight at home. And this is, it's kind of a tough place for a lot of road teams coming in play. It's a little bit of a different surrounding. There's new lights here this year that a lot of teams haven't got used to. Wolverines winning 9 straight at home. There must be something good about this place.
Wolverine and Magic. Well, we see some more tonight. We've seen a little bit already. And off we'll go to Brandon Payne. He gets the call. Almost busted that one, but a last-second tackle prevented a big gain. Making that tackle was Josh Spraker. Brandon gets to the 40-yard line, a pickup of 5.
It's going to be about 33 for the Wolverines. Watch the replay here as Brandon gets a rare carry. Saw him carry the ball a few times last week against Newcastle. He's actually scored a touchdown. Hasn't had that much action in the backfield so far this year, but gets some good 5 yards on that play. So the Wolverines are about 3rd and 3.
Probably see some of him next year. So a lot of the Wolverines graduating. Brandon will be back. Brandon gets the call again, and it looked like he was on his way to the first down, but a great upfield tackle by Shane McCombs prevented that, and it will be 4th down and about a yard. With a minute.
It's going to be very close to a first down right now.
Minute and a half left. Minute and a half. Curious to see if the Wolverines are going to go for it, or will they punt the ball away? If these still out in the field, they're going to go for it.
It's only about a half yard. They really have to bust on through. They have some good running backs, so you expect them to maybe run up right up through the middle there.
Mobile quarterback, maybe Medee just might dive forward. We're down to a minute 9 left in the half.
Yeah, sort of hurry things up here as well.
It's no real hurry. If they don't get it, they don't want Seneca to have any time, and I think they're going to get it. As Brandon Payne dives forward to the 35, first down. Clock stops to reset the chains with 58 seconds left.
Now you want to hurry it up a little bit. You got a 1st and 10. They really like to bang it in here, trying to make this a 2-possession game going halftime. The Wolverines will have the ball to start the second half as well.
They also call a timeout now with 58 seconds left in the half. You're watching Woodland Hills High School Television on your local TCI and Time Warner Cable Networks. Wolverines looking good tonight, especially the defense that forced 2 Seneca turnovers. Seneca defense has been well, but the lone score was set up by sort of a freak play. Medee was scrambling on a 3rd down and long situation. Only had about 2 yards, and as he was going down, he fumbled the ball forward. Went through about 3 or 4 players before Bill Ferguson picked it up at the 40-yard line of Seneca and ran it all the way down to the 10, a 30-yard pickup on that fumble recovery for Bill, and that set up the Wolverine touchdown, a 2-yard run by Eric Walker.
Here's the basic playoff scenario for the Wolverines. The Wolverines can win tonight against Seneca Valley and win 2 of their last 3. They're at Ambridge, home against North Allegheny, home against Shaler, and with the virtual lock to that 3rd playoff spot, since we'll have the tiebreaker over Butler and Seneca with wins over both. Assuming that Seneca will lose to North Allegheny and Butler will lose to North Hills or any other game on their schedule, and Newcastle or any other team doesn't make any kind of strong run in the section. So if you understand that, that's the Wolverines' playoff situation this year.
We still have 3 games left to go, so it will get fairly less complicated as October continues to turn.
Also, the Wolverines tonight, their game Butler is playing Newcastle. The Wolverines would like to see Butler defeat Newcastle in case Newcastle would make any kind of a run. The Wolverines have the tiebreaker over Butler, but they don't have it over Newcastle.
1st and 10, 36-yard line of Seneca Valley. D hands off to, like Bill Ferguson got the carry, and he got about a yard.
So the Wolverines certainly have to hurry things up there. They're going to no-huddle offense, trying to line up and set up the play right now.
45 seconds left in the half as Ferguson got the call out of the slot back position.
Clock keeps on ticking.
Medee to pass. Pitch and go on the far sideline. Has a man wide open. It's caught.
He got it.
Juggled it, and he gets into the end zone for a Wolverine touchdown. And how big is that? Medee on the hitch and go. He hit, I believe that's Raymar Esther down there for the Wolverine touchdown.
That hitch and go works so well for the Wolverines this year. They should use that every single play. Those teams really bite on that. Seneca defender back, went down, went for it, touchdown. Seneca DB really bit on that one and slipped on that turf.
Craig Kohler, number 42, fell down on the play, and that enabled Raymar Hester to get open. He juggled the ball a little bit as it came down to him, but he held on to it. And a touchdown for Woodland Hills, and we'll see if they go for 2 or will they kick the extra point. They missed the last one. They actually hit it first, but then a penalty negated Scooter's extra point, and when he went back for the longer one, he kicked it wide right. So we have a timeout by the Wolverines, and that's their last one.
I'd say it would be pretty smart for the Wolverines to go for 2 in this game because it's more likely the high school team is going to score 14 and 13, and really like to get on even possession terms with Seneca Valley in case Seneca would get a few scores in this one.
The game's in the Quad North tonight. North Hills hosting Ambridge. And Newcastle visiting Butler. And North Allegheny tomorrow afternoon visits the Shaler Titans. In 2 weeks, the Wolverines, we're going to take a look at this touchdown pass again. Another one of those hitch and go. The Wolverines have been using that for a couple years. Craig Kohler, the defensive back, number 42 for Seneca, fell down. He was guarding Raymar, and that enabled Raymar to get wide open and make it a 12-0 Woodland Hills lead. But again, in 2 weeks, The Wolverines will host North Allegheny here at the Wolverine in the homecoming game. The kickoff is at 7 o'clock. The homecoming parade to be held this year on Friday night will be at 5 o'clock approximately.
They are going to go for 2 right now.
We're going to go for 2 as we get back to game action. 29 seconds left in the half. Brandon Payne goes in motion. Wolverines hit a 2-point play last week. Great catch by Delrico Fletcher. Looking. Pass is too high. Had a man open short. But Medi's pass was too high. But the Wolverines take a 12-0 lead here with 29 seconds left in the first half. And they will get the ball to begin the second half. The Wolverines up 12-0 on Seneca. You're watching Woodland Hills High School Television on your local TCI and Time Warner cable networks. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Bell Atlantic 9X Mobile. From Maine to the Carolinas, we bring it to you. And we're going to bring you Medi's touchdown pass again to Raymar Hester on the hitch and go. Raymar juggled, but got in. Again, the big play on that was Kroller falling down 42 on the play fake. As he was expecting Raymar to stop. And Raymar just kept going for the touchdown. Well, Wolverines up 12-0, and they will get the ball to begin the second half. Scooters coming out there to kick it off. Again, tonight's game also brought to you in part by Fragelic Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning since 1919. Commercial refrigeration as well. 271-5953. And we can't thank the folks at Fragelic Heating enough tonight. Scooter to kick it off. Back deep to receive it. Olzowski and Schropp for the Raiders. Again, stay tuned on the live broadcast for both Woodland Hills and Seneca Valley marching bands. Scooter kicks it to Squib one. Still bouncing. Taking it to the 25-yard line by for 20, Josh Anthony. He steps up to the 38, an 18-yard return. And we're down to 23 seconds left in the half. Fairly decent position for Seneca with 2 timeouts. They could throw a couple balls up here, get down deep, maybe score a touchdown or get in field goal range.
Yes, we've seen Conti's arm a few times here tonight. We've seen the likes to really go to his one wide receiver. Guffey a lot tonight. Guffey's had some great opportunities to make some catches. Hasn't been able to pull one in so far, and it's only for about a yard or 2 gain.
2 wide receivers here to the knee side. Conti wants to go. Pressure from Charlton Mitchell. He steps inside of it, throws it short to Bernini, but he couldn't hold on. Joe Sperduto ran into him after the play. I don't know if it was altogether purposeful, but Bernini didn't take very much liking to that. No penalties on the play as both walk away from it and have no qualms with each other after that. Down to 18 seconds left here in the second quarter. Woodland Hills 12, Seneca nothing.
That was really Conti's only play to pitch it off to Bernini on that one because everything was pretty much covered up downfield, and plus great Wolverines pressure there. Really didn't give him that much time.
Charlton Mitchell was in there making some good pressure. Forced Conti to get rid of the ball quick. Second down, Conti fakes again. Hard block in there, throws the screen back to the near side, but great defensive play by reading it by Torrey Weems. That's the second time he's read a Seneca screen tonight. Said tight end screen again to Spraker, and Torrey read it again. That stopped for a 2-yard gain, and that's going to be the end of the half. Seneca's trying to get up there real quick.
That's it.
We'll see if the Wolverines are running off the field, but don't go anywhere. I remember Gateway last year, and Seneca did call the timeout just in time, so we'll have 1 second but back on the clock here.
Pretty much going to have a desperation play, just probably throw it up and hope for a prayer on this one.
Saw Wolverines running off the field, and it reminded me of Gateway last year where they came off the field, but be reminisce. And down to the 1-yard line, and the Wolverines had to come back out of the locker room and stop Gateway on the 1. Great play, Woodland Hills history, I think. Woodland Hills up 12-0. They, I thought maybe this would be a fairly close one tonight. Right now they're up 12-0. It's nowhere near from being done, but to be honest with you, I thought the Wolverines and Seneca, Seneca give them a big problem tonight, but Wolverines have looked pretty good so far tonight. The passing game is especially clicking. It's been off really since the first game of the year against Erie Central.
Pretty nice to see the Wolverines going into the halftime locker with a 12-0 lead, though. It's pretty much better than what we expected here, and I expected a really close game like Matt mentioned. But Wolverines playing well. They have a 12-0 lead. Give them credit. They're at home. They like to play here, and they're playing well again tonight.
Next week, again, they go to Ambridge. It's the best shot they have this season of ending that 11-game losing streak on the road.
Really, the only shot left they have this year. Last road game.
Unless they go to a playoff game on the road. Or there will be a 10th game if it isn't a playoff game or not. Connie to pass, throws it up as a man, and it's incomplete. He wanted Mike Schillereth on that play, and Phil Ferguson knocks it away. Well, the first half is concluded, and Woodland Hills goes in the locker room up 12-0 on that late touchdown pass. So Woodland Hills 12, Seneca nothing. You're watching Woodland Hills High School television on your local TCI and Time Warner Cable Network. Stay tuned for the marching band.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this segment of tonight's halftime show, featuring the Seneca Valley Raider Marching Band, under the direction of Robert Matchett and Assistant Director Martin Armstrong. Band assistants are Todd Stephan, John McNally, Aaron Nagel, and with field directors Maggie Corfield and Wendy Measle. Tonight, the band will perform Shine Down, featuring Doug Cost on trombone and Celeste Warda and Rob Seebacher on mellophone. Caravan, featuring Ben Hoffman on trumpet and Craig Davison on snare drum. And an American Symphony from Mr. Holland's Opus. Well, you think dynamite's dangerous, but there's a musical explosion about to happen. An explosion brought on by the band that kicks in '96. Ladies and gentlemen, the award-winning Seneca Valley Raider Marching Band!
My pleasure to introduce the 1996-97 Woodland High School Marching Band. Visual Ensemble. Tonight's show consists of segments from this year's theme, American Frontier. Tonight's performance includes the following selections: Home on the Range, and a medley of some of your favorite Western themes, which will include a feature of our percussion and mallet section. Our performance will conclude with Shenandoah.
second half. Woodland Hills leading the Seneca Valley Raiders 12-0, and they will get the ball with the Wolverines to start the second half.
Well, it's the kind of first half the Wolverines really needed. Came out to 12-0 lead at halftime, exactly what they wanted to do, and they're going to have the ball to start the second half as well. Wolverines looking good, up 12-0 over Seneca Valley, ready to start the third quarter.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by Bell Atlantic 9X Mobile. From Maine to the Carolinas, we bring it to you. And for Jellic, plumbing, heating, air conditioning, and commercial refrigeration, 271-5953. Next week, Woodland Hills goes to Ambridge to play the Bridgers. And the first meeting between those two, live cable radio, kickoff at 7:30. The replay that night at about 11:30. And in 2 weeks, the Wolverines come back here, play North Allegheny in the homecoming game here at the Wolverina on October 18th. And here's a development right here. Dan Schraub, the Seneca Valley running back, is coming out with, looked like he might have hurt his ankle. Does only has one shoe on. And we'll see what's going to happen here, favoring his left ankle.
Yes, he really does seem to be limping off on the field really very gingerly on that foot. So we're going to have to see if he's going to be out in the game. That would be a huge loss to Seneca right now if Schraub was injured. He actually has his shoe off of that left foot as well. So it doesn't actually look like he'd be really returning to play in the second half without the shoe on the left foot. But we're going to have to see if Schraub's going to get much action. Woodland Hills will get the ball first, though.
Trying to see, take a look. It is Schraub's left ankle that he was favoring, and it looked like it was swollen.
We saw him limp off the play in one play late in the second half, but we didn't really think much of it because he really didn't seem to be favoring it that much, just a little slow getting up, but nothing really major, and we didn't really expect him to see him limping off the way he actually was right now.
The captains for Seneca, Rick Urasco, Tim Volpe, Steve Meyer, and Sean Chandler. Seneca captains for the Wolverines. Ben Tate, Jim Ruane, Chris Cody, and Maurice Beard. All right, the Wolverines will get the ball to begin the second half. They lead 12-0. They're going to look to put some more points on the board here and try to put Seneca away. They haven't had many chances to put teams away this year, and they would like to do that now and not have to worry about trying to keep going here. They're up 12-0. Wolverine cheerleaders coached by Danelle Payne and Suzanne Gregg, keeping up their excellence on that side of the field.
They're also trying to keep warm tonight. Very, very chilly night, but it's a nice night for football. Nice and clear, fields in dry shape, and that's like what the Wolverines like to see. They have a 12-0 lead over Seneca Valley.
Cool, crisp night, typical of fall.
Norfolk Heating is keeping us warm here in the press box.
Let them keep you warm too. 271-5953. Kicking it off is Tim Volp for the for the Raiders, and back deep to receive Nanji, Ferguson, and Walker. And Fawn's going to take it at the 6. Comes back to the center of the field, 10 to 15, 20. Has a little hole there, and he gets through the 20 and up to the 24-yard line. And that's where the Woodland Hills will start here, beginning the third quarter, up 12-0.
Well, that Tom Volp really has a pretty nice foot. We've seen him with some nice punts early on, a nice kickoff back there. Got him Wolverines back to the goal line. But the Wolverines about a 25-yard return. They'll start first and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Volp, one of the few bright spots tonight for Seneca, is the Wolverine defense caused 2 Seneca turnovers. The Wolverines on offense have turned the ball over twice themselves. Could have turned it over a few more times. They fumbled the ball quite a bit tonight, but luck's been on their side tonight as they've been getting some nice bounces. Fawn Nanji gets the inside handoff, and he gets nothing. And it'll be 2nd and 10.
Seneca's going to want to stay in this game. They're going to need some big stops like that one, and really the Wolverines got nothing on that play at all. Seneca's defense in the second half really has to start penetrating more.
Josh Anthony made the tackle on that last play, and he emphatically got up after that tackle. They're into it here. They seem to be a little juiced up here as they begin the second half, see if they can keep it going.
Wolverines took advantage in that first half of Seneca so many times. Seneca laid back a lot of times on defense. Wolverines ran some nice running plays, got a little bit of luck as well.
1 wide out, 2 tight ends. Indeed a pass. Looking, pumping, looking. Going long, has another man, sailing it down there, diving catch, and oh, he couldn't hold on. Raymar Hester almost had that one, but he couldn't hold on to it that time. And it's incomplete at the 38-yard line of Seneca, incomplete, 3rd down.
Thought Medee had Raymar Hester there, but Raymar at only 5'5", couldn't stretch out to make the catch. Nice effort, though, by Raymar, but at least with that long pass, Seneca's going to have to be looking and thinking the Wolverines might be going deep again. It sort of stretches out the Seneca Valley's defense a little bit, and that's what the Wolverines like to do.
3rd down, and 10 at the 25, 11:05 left, 3rd quarter. Big play here for Seneca. They can stop the Wolverines, they'll get the ball back. They seem to be really into this here in the second half. Eric Walker gets the handoff on a draw play. He's to the 25, and that's all he'll get, about a yard. Seneca makes the stop, and it will be 4th and 9.
Impressive defense early on here in the second half by Seneca Valley to make the early defensive stop. They're going to force the Wolverines to punt. They're really trying to get the momentum back on their side. Wolverines lead 12-0, just getting underway here in the 3rd quarter.
2 punt for Woodland Hills. Brandon Payne and Delrico Fletcher sort of been alternating tonight at punter. And Brandon Payne's going to punt it this time. Another high snap.
He's going to try to fake this one.
He's going to try to run with it. Has some room here to the near side. He could get the first down. He's to the 35 and just bull rushes a couple Seneca players and gets the first down. Boy, that could have turned into major disaster, but Brandon Payne averts it with a great run up to the 39-yard line and a first down.
So everything that is bad for the Wolverines tonight has actually turned out good. We've seen a couple of pitches, once off of on a punt return that the Wolverines sort of gave up, but they got it to roll down and got that ball back. A McD fumble, they turned into 40 yards, and now a very high snap on a punt, and they get the first down out of that one too. So the Wolverines in the catbird seat right now, up 12-0.
Brandon Payne on the end of that run, he just went right after with a forearm a couple of Seneca players to get some extra yardage. Great effort. Eric Walker gets the carry, first down, cuts across the 40 and up to the 44-yard line, a pickup of 5. So Seneca thought they had to stop there and could have had a lot more, but on that high punt snap, Brandon wasn't able to punt it. Instead, he just ran with it, and he got the first down, so that really is going to hurt Seneca. It looked like they were getting the ball back here. Momentum beginning to switch back to them, but great run by Brandon Payne to get that first down.
In all these situations, luck ends up playing the key factor. I mean, what are the odds of those things happening, getting so many breaks? Like we said, the Wolverines had those things go against them so many times this year. It's nice to see it's going their way tonight.
In motion goes Maurice Beard to the near side. And on second down, Brandon Payne gets the carry. 40-yard line, 45-yard line across the 50 to the 48. Brandon making some great plays here in the early in the third quarter. He gets the first down, and Wolverines retain possession. 9:26 left in the third quarter.
Seneca Valley is going to stop. It looks like they may take a timeout right now. So we will too. You're watching Woodland Hills High School Television on your local TCI and Time Warner Cable Network.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by Bell Atlantic 9X Mobile. From Maine to the Carolinas, we bring it to you. And for Jellic Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, Commercial Refrigeration, 271-5953.
Seneca Valley says, well, hey, we really need a timeout right now. The Wolverines are driving all over them, and they just aren't getting the breaks, and they really need to try to stop and talk things over and really try to find a way to stop Seneca right now.
Something about the Wolverine, really. The Wolverines last week just didn't, especially on the road this year, they've really not gotten the breaks that they seem to get at home. And, something about the Wolverine here. In fact, the Wolverines not lost under the new lights since they were installed last season.
It's amazing that, especially in the game of football, you wouldn't really think the field would make that huge of a difference because it's not like hockey or anything where you have the boards to contend with different sizes or anything. It's still a 100-yard field they have to play within each time, and for some reason the Wolverines like it down here and really have trouble with it when they get away from this home crowd.
Let's hope the Wolverines can extend this 9-game winning streak to 10 here at the Wolverine. First down and 10 at the 48 of Seneca Valley. Medee fakes to Brandon Payne looking to pass. Bill Ferguson open, and the pass is too high and incomplete. Second down.
Yeah, Medee just floated that one up a little bit too high for Ferguson. Ferguson really couldn't pull down with it, so Wolverine 2nd and 10 right now.
Good hit there after the pass over Bill Ferguson, who got hit after he was unable to make the catch. Second down. And 10.
Wolverine fans really trying to encourage their team to get down and get another score. They already lead 12-0. We would really like to make this a 3-possession game and try to put this out of reach for Seneca Valley.
I'll tell you, really, that punt where the snap was out of Brandon Payne and Brandon ran for the first down, really, you could see that really took a lot of the momentum right out of, and the enthusiasm took it right out of Seneca Valley. Play fake to Brandon Payne. Medee finally feeling some pressure, starting to run away from it. Will throw it instead, and he had Tyler Novak open, but he underthrew him incomplete, and it'll be 3rd down and 10. Great scrambling ability there by Medee, though.
Yeah, Medee could have really been in trouble. He tried running the hitch and go, but his man wasn't open, so he had to pull back to the left-hand side again and try to find Tyler Novak, but Tyler slipped on that slick Wolverine turf and fell down, and the pass by Medee was incomplete.
3rd and 10 at the 48 of Seneca Valley now for Woodland Hills. Seneca was able to stop the Wolverines on their last 3rd down try here on this drive, but the Wolverines, of course, got it on the 4th down play. So 4th down. Excuse us, we're having, I don't know if it's just us or we're having video problems. We are. Sorry, M&D fakes to Ferguson on the reverse. Looking, throwing, and it's intercepted down to the 35-yard line, making the pickoff Mike Guffey for Seneca Valley, and like that, the Wolverine drive has been stopped.
So finally, the tide turns against these Wolverines. It's the first break we've really seen totally go against them. Guffey, who has had many passes thrown to by Seneca in the first half, finally comes up with a big play with the interception for Seneca Valley. So the Wolverines lead 12-0, but Seneca has the ball back at their own 42-yard line, trying to get a drive here and a score. Wolverines lead 12-0.
Third turnover by Woodland Hills and a timeout on the field with 8:57 left in the third quarter. I want to remind you to call the Woodland Hills Sports Line, 244-8824, 244-8824. Leave your questions, comments, complaints, concerns, and suggestions about tonight's broadcast with an answering machine.
Seneca Valley's taking their 2nd timeout of the half already. So they've wasted 2 of them, and there's still a long way to go in the second half of play. So Seneca Valley only with 1 timeout left, and that could come up big late in this game.
Saw it last week here at the Wolverines. They needed to use some timeouts within the third and fourth quarter, and it hurt them later in the game when they could not stop the clock. Wolverines' 2 final home games, October 18th against North Allegheny, and the final senior recognition game, October 25th against Shaler here at the Wolverine. And the Wolverines only have to make 1 more road trip, and that's next week to Ambridge.
But of the 3 games they have left, definitely the toughest is going to be that homecoming game against North Allegheny in 2 weeks. North Allegheny has yet to lose this year.
3rd in the Whipson 5th in the States.
So they should give the Wolverines one heck of a battle in 2 weeks, October the 18th here at the Wolverine at 7 p.m. kickoff at homecoming 5 p.m. homecoming parade.
First down and 10, 2 tight ends, 1 wide receiver, 2 men in the backfield for the Raiders. Connie gives to Bernini, the fullback, and pushes forward. Joe Sperduto pulls him down. Fumbled the ball at the end of the play, but he was ruled down. Bernini picks up about 3 yards on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 7.
What Seneca Valley might be trying to do right now is just to try to establish the running game back. There's still a long way to go in this game. It's only a few minutes into the third quarter right now. So if Seneca can get some little nice running plays, establish the run, and maybe set up some play action passes late in this drive, really help them later on in the game.
Trying to really calm everything down right now. Maybe that's what that timeout was called for. As the pass is complete to Guffey at the 50-yard line, cuts back inside. He fumbles the ball.
He was down, I think.
No? Wolverines not able to get it, or Wolverines are able to get it. They're ruling that he was fumbled.
Wow.
The Wolverines get the ball back. Guffey made the interception, but he makes the reception here. But a great hit by one of the Wolverine defenders to see if we can get a replay on this. And Guffey coughs up the ball, and the Wolverines get it back. So another turnover by Seneca right after a Woodland Hills turnover.
Will the Wolverines get the break once again? How many times have we seen that so far this year? We don't have a replay of that, but as we've seen, Guffey made the completion. I actually thought he was down. I thought I even heard a referee's whistle. May have just been someone in the stands, but Guffey fumbled the ball. Wolverines get it once again. First and 10 at their own 45-yard line. They lead 12-0.
Little switch here. Adam Gusky now at center. Larry Vogel is the guard, and Eric Walker gets the call, and he's across the 45-yard line to the 48. A little different. Little switch there as Larry Vogel moves over to left guard. Took over center.
Could be a little motive to, fool the Seneca a little bit. Them, guys who used to line up on Larry might move over to guard Adam and just throw another little kink in just to screw with Seneca's mind a little bit.
Pick up 3 yards on that last play, and it'll be 2nd and 7.
We'll see who comes out this time, and Adam's going to come out and run center again, so it's probably going to be the way they're going to run this drive.
2nd down. 1 slot back, 2 men in the backfield, 1 wide receiver, and Eric gets the call, and he's hit at the line of scrimmage and gets nothing past that. And to make the tackle, number 75, Justin Hertzel.
So Seneca's defense really hasn't played that bad so far here in the second half. The Wolverines just got a couple of breaks, and Seneca's made some turnovers, so the Wolverines are going to have another 3rd down. They're going to have to convert. They lead 12-0 here in the third quarter.
3rd down and 7 at the 48-yard line of Woodland Hills. 7 minutes left in the third quarter. The Wolverines up 12-0. 1 slot back, 1 wide receiver, 2 men in the backfield. D rolling out. Takes the handoff, throws, complete for the first down. Great stutter step move there by the Wolverine receiver hauling in that pass was Bill Ferguson down to the 35-yard line of Seneca Valley and inside to the 34.
Hey, when the big play has to be made in this game, the Wolverines are doing it. Another great 3rd down conversion. Nice pass to Medina Ferguson. Wolverines in business once again. 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line of Seneca Valley.
Great look there by Medina. And it will be 1st down at the 34-yard line, and we're down to 6.5 left third quarter. Wolverines just trying to chew up some clock. Get some points on the board here. As Seneca had the momentum there briefly, but they turned the ball over right back after Guffey's interception. Eric Walker gets the call. He's to the 30-yard line, and he dives up to the 28, a pickup of 6. Another good first down game for Woodland Hills. They've been able to do that quite a bit tonight. It's been one of their secrets to success on offense.
Again, that second effort by Eric Walker is coming up big so far for the Wolverines. We've seen that so many times this year. Eric seems like he's down. He dives forward, gets the extra 2 and 3 yards. That really makes a big difference at the end of the drive, especially on those 3rd and 4th downs when there are only 1 and 2 yards to go.
2nd down and 4 for Woodland Hills after Eric picked up 6 on that last play. 1 slot back, 1 wide receiver, 2 men in the backfield again. And the reverse goes to Bill Ferguson. He's down close to the 1st down, pushed out of bounds.
Ran in pretty close to cheerleaders over there. Looks like everyone's okay, though.
Lots of bodies scattering all over the place over there. Bill picked up the 1st down to the 23-yard line.
Cheerleaders seem to be happily laughing that one off since no one was injured, and plus the Wolverines have a lead, so when the Wolverines are up, everyone's happy here at the Wolverina.
Except the people on the side we're here.
Yes.
People who come down from Seneca Valley to see this. 1st down at the 23-yard line for the Wolverines, and they're driving here looking to make this a 3-possession game. And Eric Walker gets the carry, sort of just stops right at the line of scrimmage, tries to get the outside, sees nothing, and he's dropped for a 1-yard loss.
Yeah, Walker had nowhere to go in that one. Good penetration by the Seneca Valley defense to come up big there. Number 34, Jason Valente, made the nice tackle coming up for Seneca Valley.
Jacinth Vukovic. That's a pretty tough name to pronounce. I'm not going to,
I pulled that one out of there, but...
You tried. That is actually, well, anyway, second down at 11, 5-10 left, third quarter, 12-0. Woodland Hills. Medee fakes the handoff, backside pressure, gets rid of the ball, complete to Rich Goins. He's taken down at the 21-yard line. Making the tackle was Jacinth Vukovic.
Boy, Medee almost got rocked on that play. You got to give him credit for able to find Goins over on the left-hand side and make the completion. So Wolverines will be at the 20-yard line.
And it will be about 3rd and 8 at the 21 after the 3-yard pickup to Goins. Goins making a nice play there.
Wolverines going to call a timeout right now and talk things over. So you're watching Woodland Hills High School Television on your local TCI and Time Warner Cable Networks.
Gusky stayed in there at center, and Tony Hoos now is coming at left guard. Vogel's just standing over on the sideline. Doesn't seem to be anything wrong with him. Hope there isn't anything with Larry. His second year as center at Woodland Hills. 3rd down and 8 with 4:38 left here again. Facing the Wolverines down at the Seneca 21-yard line. They've been able to convert on 3rd and 4th downs quite a bit tonight.
Might just be giving Vogel a little bit of a break. That center position, you really get rocked on every single play. As soon as you release the ball, someone's right there to hammer you. Yeah, and he's playing on defense as well.
Khalid, seen Khalid come out a couple times because he also plays on defense too. So probably just giving him a break. Well, again, 4:38 left here. Mind you, call the Woodland Hills Sports Line at 244-8824, 244-8824. Your questions, comments, complaints, concerns, and suggestions about tonight's broadcast with the Sports Line answering machine. Another message I've been told to relay from the cheerleaders. They're still selling their alumni signs for homecoming to all Woodland Hills alumni watching tonight. If you want one of them for homecoming, you need to have them purchased and the money at the Woodland Hills High School Athletic Office by October 9th, which is this upcoming Wednesday. Explain a little more to that after this play. 3rd down and 8 for Woodland Hills. 2 men to the far side, 1 slot back. Medee rolls that way. Looks, throws, completes the pass, and it should be good enough for the 1st down. Driven out of bounds after making the pass over there, after making the completion, was Maurice Beard. And that pass takes the ball down to about the 10-yard line. An 11-yard pickup, and it'll be 1st down for Woodland Hills.
Wolverines making everything happen here. They're going to have 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line, and they look like they have a good chance of going and get another score here. They already lead 12-0. Would really like to make this a 3-possession game.
Nice look by Medee there off that rollout. Had some men bearing down on him from Seneca Valley, but was able to get rid of the ball, make a nice, crisp pass to Maurice Beard for the 1st down. And Medee here on 1st and goal gives to Brandon Payne, and Brandon pushes up, still going. Great effort there by Brandon Payne.
There's a fumble down there, too. And there's going to... If he actually fumbled that ball and it went down about the 1-yard line, the Wolverines got it. So another break for the Wolverines. How many times tonight have we seen that?
About the 3rd fumble they have coughed up and they have recovered.
That went down to about the 1 yards. And then almost went into the end zone for a touchdown.
And you know, gaining yards off their own fumbles.
Oh my, that's absolutely crazy.
They're down inside the 1-yard line now for 2nd and goal. But again, great effort there by Brandon Payne. He was still pushing before he coughed up the ball at about the 4-yard line. So
pretty soon the Wolverines are just going to be putting the ball down on the ground on purpose and just, fumbling it just to gain yards. Hey, it's working for them.
There's times when you're a little kid when you played football, you do things like that. Eric
fumbled it again, and if they got this one back, that's absolutely incredible.
They're initially, yes, they got the ball.
Oh,
touchdown. Woodland Hills. Eric Walker was heading into the end zone and lost the ball, but the Wolverines recovered for the touchdown. Khalid Johnson, the senior
Big Khalid.
offensive lineman, one of the top Division I prospects on this team. He makes the fumble recovery in the end zone, and the Wolverines lead 18-0.
Not going to be many times in his football career, no matter how far Khalid goes on to play, that he's going to get a touchdown. He's always going to remember this one. A fumble recovery in the end zone for Khalid. Touchdown Wolverines. They lead 18-0, and they're just going to come on and kick this extra point.
Really, for the Wolverines, if they want to beat North Allegheny and such, they really probably shouldn't fumble the ball. They're really getting it tonight. Scooter's extra point is blocked.
Surprised they didn't pick it up and run in the end zone for 2 points after everything.
Seneca got that one. They weren't going to let the Wolverines have the opportunity to. With 3:17 left in the 3rd quarter, Woodland, there is a flag on the play. It's against
the
Woodland Hills, and
Wolverines.
they're going to negate the penalty.
And we look like we have a replay coming up for
This
Big
is a
Khalid's touchdown.
Here on the 2nd and 1. This is from the Seneca Valley feed. Eric Walker going in, striving
He
for the end
fumbled.
zone. And Khalid's right there. Dove right on the ball for the touchdown. Woodland Hills 18, Seneca nothing. 3:17 left in the third quarter again. You're watching Woodland Hills High School Television on your local TCI and Time Warner cable networks. Remind you, we want your unwanted camcorders, working or not. Please call 244-8824 if you have any information about things like that. And again, if you have any comments about tonight's game, call the sports line as well, 244-8824. And tell us how we're doing.
There are many football games I've seen in my career of just broadcasting them or just watching them on TV. I haven't seen a team get these kind of breaks. I mean, 2 fumbles in a row that you recover inside your own 5-yard line, and one goes for a touchdown. Then you have the one that they advance a fumble 35 yards. One at punt that Brandon Payne was a high snap, and they run that for a first down. And then another punt after they fumbled it, they get it right back on the next play. You don't see that much.
Well, the Wolverines also creating their own luck tonight. They've been alert, and they made some nice plays off what could be utter disasters. Wolverines been able to make good plays. Greg Olzowski takes that kick off. He had a few men to beat, but Wolverines make some nice tackles down there and stop Olzowski at the 25-yard line. Seneca takes it over, now down 18-0. Going to replay the kickoff here. Scooter steps up in the ball, and it's a short kick. And Olzowski takes it at the 18, almost fell down on his knee. He didn't have possession of the ball, gets up to 25, and Darrell Reeves sings him down there. So first down and 10 for Seneca Valley. And Connie looking to pass short, throws. Gordon Pierce jumps up in the air, and he's running down to the 5 into the end zone for a touchdown. Connie threw that ball right to him, and Gordon Pierce jumped up in the air, made the interception, and runs into for the touchdown. And there's a couple Wolverines. I'm not screaming, and that's another touchdown for Woodland Hills.
Boy, what would the odds be of Khalid Johnson and Gordon Pierce scoring back-to-back touchdowns tonight for the Wolverines?
Boy, that really
absolutely incredible. And Gordon gets one. He jumped up for the interception, and then when he was at the 5-yard line, he put the ball up in the air, almost fumbled it, able to dive through the end zone to get the Wolverine touchdown. And we don't have a replay on that one. We're sorry about that, but absolutely incredible by Gordon Pierce.
Jumped right up in the air and made the interception. Scooter on to attempt the extra point.
This is getting fun here tonight. I like to see these Wolverine runaways.
Up 24-0. I'm sure they'd love to shut him out. Scooter's extra point.
He gets one.
He chips this one in, and it's 25-0.
Scooter has to be happy about that one. He hasn't exactly had
flag on the play.
Boy. Scooter has having a rough night tonight. He's got one blocked.
4-0, but depending on what happens here, the shot clock against Woodland Hills. I got a feel for Scooter tonight. I mean, honestly, he's made some. He's hit 2 extra points, and now 2 of them.
Scott, he
just looked there.
He just looked. He was like, "Boy, what can I do right tonight?" You know. But the rest of the team's getting their breaks, though, so I'm sure he's happy about that.
And now Bill Ferguson will hold here, and Brady Martin's going to kick the longer extra point here. I don't know. Scott hit one his first game back 2 years ago. That's length after Melvin was.
Let's see if Brady gets this.
It's one short and wide. So, and now we have some little
extracurricular activities.
Brady Martin looked like he got run into after the play. No penalty, but he's okay. He stands up. Woodland Hills up 24-0 with 3 minutes left in the third quarter. You're watching Woodland Hills High School Television on your local TCI and Time Warner Cable Network. Yes, this is fun. We've had quite a few close games this year, and now the Wolverines seem to be going to put Seneca away here.
And of all the teams, you really wouldn't expect the Wolverines to put away Seneca. They've had a good year so far with the record of 4-1. Of any of the routes you would expect last week in Newcastle, where the Wolverines end up losing 24-23. So Wolverines look like they could extend their home winning streak to 10 right now with this win over Newcastle. If they can hold on here, they're up 24-0.
Well, we still have 15 minutes left to play, as we have 3 minutes left exactly here in the third quarter.
As strange as this game would be tonight, I mean, you can't really rule out a Seneca comeback. Unlikely, but you never know.
You never know with the way things go around here. And, well, the Wolverines increasing their lead to 24 points after Gordon Pierce's interception return. And Scott's going to kick it off. back to receive it, Greg Olzowski. And Nick Bernini, as Tropf has not come back out in the field for Seneca. He came back out, but has not played yet. Olzowski he gets drilled at the 31-yard line, making the tackle there. What a hit on that play. Fawn Nanji.
The Wolverines are just pumped up right now. They're making the big hits. Fawn Nanji came up big. They're just totally rocked Seneca return man there, and the Wolverines in good shape.
There's some Seneca band people there.
Surprised to see they're that happy, but I guess they really aren't interested in football right now. They're just out to have some fun because their team is getting hammered right now, 24-0.
2:55 left, third quarter.
Wolverines getting the crowd pumped up too. Their defensive line is getting their hands up in the air, and they really like to see that crowd going.
Okay, Connie up to the line, 2 men in the backfield and 2 wide receivers. And he looks to pass there. And he ran into like a busted play, and Joe Sperduto will stop him as Charlton Mitchell came in there, almost had him, but Connie stepped around him, and Sperduto makes the tackle.
After he broke away from center, all he saw were Wolverines in his face. He had nowhere to go at all. He broke one tackle, but nowhere else to go. So the Wolverines, another nice stop on defense, second and about 10 or 11 coming up for Seneca Valley.
Looks like he wanted to run the option again on that, but Wolverines read it. Again, Dan Tropf has not come back for Seneca.
With them down 24-0, Seneca's thinking right now is don't hurt Tropf any worse. They still might have a chance of making the playoffs this year. They might want to save him, you know.
He did come out with that. He has not come out. Connie to pass here. Has a man open. It's Guffey across the 50. Breaks one tackle and was taken down at the 39-yard line by Bill Ferguson. Nice pass play by there, Seneca, showing they're not done yet. And that is a nice pickup for the Raiders.
Actually, that's Shane McCombs who made the completion or the catch for Seneca Valley, not Guffey.
Yeah, sorry.
McCombs went down about the 38-yard line. Nice play there by Seneca. And hey, they're in business right now. They're down 24-0. They're in the Wolverines' 37-yard line.
31-yard pass completion on that play from Connie to McCombs. And it'll be first down and 10 now in the Wolverine territory. Handoff will go to number 38, and that is Rick Urasco, and he pushes himself down to the Wolverine 30-yard line. Now Seneca showing some life. Wolverines thought maybe the Raiders would just fold up their tents here, but they're not done yet. After that interception returned by Gordy Pierce, Seneca is striking right back.
Wolverines have to remember to keep their head in the game right now. I mean, Seneca, even though they're up 24-0, you can't let Seneca get those big plays against you and really come back into the game slowly and surely.
2 men there to the far side. Connie to pass. Looking, throws short. It's in and out of the hands of one man.
It's
interception through the hands of Pat Finnegan. He was the intended receiver on the play.
Raymar Hester with the pick.
Another great interception there by the Wolverines, the third of the night. That pass was too high, and Raymar Hester just barely got that ball before it hit the ground. Another nice play by Woodland.
That's being alert once again. We've seen, I think Torrey Weems had one interception earlier tonight where he was alert. He dove on that. That's exactly what that play looked like, too. Raymar was right there, made a nice dive. Wolverines get the ball back. They're up 24-0, and they're looking to kill the clock.
And keep the shutout alive, too, which I'm sure the Wolverines would love to keep right here. 1 wide out, 2 men in the backfield. In motion going, Bill Ferguson. Eric Walker gets the carry, and he's hit at the 20 and pushed back. Right there, forward progress will get him to the 20-yard line. That's a loss of 2 on the play. And making the tackle on that play was number 5, Mark Rozomberka.
Wolverines defense really doesn't get as much credit as they deserve this year. They've really had some tough opponents, North Hills, Penn Hills, and
hung with every one of
them. Some tough games, yes, and have given up. They have really hung with all of them, but their offense really hasn't produced in some of those games, and it's nice to see the Wolverines defense finally shining here tonight. They've made some nice fumble recoveries, interceptions, everything.
Out of Penn Hills against the number 1 team in the country, they really held the Indians to only 1 long sustained drive. And the Wolverines definitely should have won that game.
Well, that opening kickoff totally killed them in that game as well.
So did Medi's interception towards the second half. Fawn Nanji busting out through here. It's over the 35-yard line to 40, 45-yard line, and up to the Wolverine 48-yard line. A pickup of 28 yards on the play as Fawn showing some explosive speed there on that run.
When the backs can burst for those yards, that really helps keep these drives alive and lets that clock just keep on ticking down. Wolverines backs have had a nice solid game tonight, but Eric Walker, Fawn Nanji, Brandon Payne, Rich Goins have all gone into the action and have all produced some good yards. Here's the replay of Fawn's nice run. Fawn up through the middle. Timmy Boster created some nice holes for Fawn right there. He got up to the 45 and to the 47, 48-yard line before he was finally brought down. And that is the end of the third quarter.
Tim had a nice block on Mike Guffey there on that last run. Well, we've concluded 3 quarters here tonight at Woodland Hills at the Wolverina. The Wolverines lead Seneca Valley 24-0. You're watching Woodland Hills High School Television on your local TCI, Time Warner Cable Networks. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Bell Atlantic 9X Mobile. From Maine to the Carolinas, we bring it to you. And for Gillick Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, commercial refrigeration since 1919, 271-5953.
For Gillick's keeping us warm here tonight, and they can do the same for you too.
Again, next Saturday, October 12th, here at the Wolverina, the Woodland Hills High School Marching Band will be holding their 2nd annual band festival. There will be countless high school bands from around the area, and have been informed that the University of Pittsburgh band will also be at the festival performing, so you're not going to want to miss that. Again, it starts at 6 o'clock on October 12th here at the Wolverina.
And next Friday night, join us at Ambridge High School Stadium as these Wolverines will travel to take on the Ambridge Bridgers. They've really struggled so far this year. They're probably going to get hammered again tonight at North Hills, so the Wolverines are going to look for their 2nd straight win at Ambridge. Next week, live cable radio 7:30, video replays after the game Saturday 12 noon and Monday 7 p.m.
Snap that dreaded streak as Bill Ferguson gets the call on the flanker reverse. He's trying to get to the outside, finally cuts it up, and he'll get about a yard to the 49-yard line. On the tackle for the Raiders, there's an injury on that side. Making the tackle was Shane McCombs, and McCombs limping a little bit as he's coming over to the defensive huddle.
Seneca's got pretty banged up here tonight. Of course, Trout, who's been their leading runner all through the year, is yet to return to the game in the second half after getting banged up in the first half.
Favoring his left ankle. We don't see him here on the sideline. He was favoring his left ankle, had the shoe off and everything as he was walking out to begin the second half, and he has not returned yet. 2nd and 9. And getting the call on that play is Vaughn Nanji, and he pushes up to the 48-yard line, a pickup of 3. Seneca got the ball off that, a late fumble, but Vaughn was ruled down. 3rd down and 6 upcoming now for Woodland Hills.
It's really funny how things work out. We've seen the Wolverines early in the year with McD Williams going down at North Hills with his ankle injury, and the Wolverines had some real other injuries. Their whole offensive line had the flu for a week, and they're really beaten and battered for a while, but it seems like some other teams are starting to get that now, and the Wolverines are getting pretty healthy again. So, and this is the time of the year when you really have to start playing some good football. It's coming down around playoff time. If you really want to make the playoffs, you got to show you can do it, and the Wolverines are doing that right now.
3rd and 6, looking for that 1st down. Slant pattern, Raymar Hester complete at the 37-yard line and down to the 35 for a Woodland Hills 1st down. Another nice look by Mendy tonight on the tackle, Shane McCombs.
Boy, Mendy sure is sharp. We haven't really seen this great of a passing performance of him since this first opening game against Erie Central. It's nice to see Mendy's back in the groove again. Another 1st down for the Wolverines. Their drive stays alive.
In Ambridge next week. Wolverines able to win that one and hold on here. We're going to get ready to rock on October 18th there at the Wolverine against North Allegheny. We'll talk about big games.
That's going to be one.
It's a homecoming game. Expect a big crowd. It's always big at homecoming. Then you have North Allegheny coming in here. It should be even bigger. Brandon Payne gets the handoff. He's down to the 33 for a pickup of 2, and it'll be 2nd down and 8.
Wolverines just killing more clock here as this continues to tick down here in the 4th quarter. Wolverines with the lead 24-0.
Down to 9:48 left in the game. Wolverines just trying to run out the clock here. They'd love to hold on here and get the shutout over Seneca Valley. Shooting out a good Seneca Valley team that outgained North Hills when they played them.
2nd and 8 for the Wolverines. By the way, Larry Vogel is back at center on this drive for the Wolverines, so Adam Gusky played center most of the last drive for him.
Larry just took a breather on that last drive, and Bill Ferguson again on the reverse to the 30-yard line and out of bounds to the 29. It's a play the Wolverines didn't run that much last year and have not run that much this year, but 2 years ago they ran that play quite a bit with Marquez Draney and Awani Nanji. It was a successful play. They're running here again tonight with Bill Ferguson. That little flanker reverse out of the slot back position. It's worked well, and the Wolverines going back to that play. You're about 3rd and 5 now.
And the Wolverines just killing the clock once again. After the out of bounds, once the ball is spotted, the clock keeps on running. So the Wolverines just taking their time coming out of the huddle. 3rd and 5. They'd like to convert, but it's not absolutely necessary right now since they do have a 24-0 lead.
And D fakes the handoff. He wants to pass. Pressure. Throws. It's tipped. And incomplete.
Well,
Coverage
first
on that play by Nick Bernini. I don't know if it hit Rich. I think Rich Goins had a hand on it, and then it hit one of the Wolverine receivers right behind him.
Yeah,
Fell
actually,
incomplete.
it tipped off of Rich Goins' hand and almost went into Maurice Beard's chest. Maurice didn't expect it and fell over on the play. But just weird things going on tonight. Wolverines almost got another break there, but 4th and 5. I think they might just want to punt this away, and there actually was a flag on the play, so we'll have to see what this call is against. It's going to be holding against the Wolverines. Seneca's going to decline it and make the Wolverines go on 4th and 5 here, so looks like Wolverines were going to bring out their punt team, or are they going to go for this one?
D isn't on the field. I think they're going to punt.
They're punting unit on.
4th down and 5. D's coming out in the field, so I guess they're going to run a play here. Try to get that first down. Instead of punting it away, they're probably pretty close to punting. And Seneca fans trying to encourage their team on here on this 4th down and 5. D fakes to Nanji, looking to pass. Drive the final nail in the coffin. It's complete to Bill Ferguson at the 15, still going 10-5, touchdown. Bill Ferguson and the Wolverines lead 29-0 with 8:20 left here in the game.
Boy, things just work out, you know. Billy Ferguson, nice crossing pattern across the middle, caught the pass, went down to the left side, ran in for the touchdown. Wolverines now lead 30-0 over Seneca Valley. Try to add the extra point here to make it 31-0. Let's see if Scooter can finally get one up and through for the extra point.
Hit 2 tonight, but they've both been negated by penalties, so you got to feel for him. I know he's had a long week, so put it through the uprights and hope there's no penalties here.
See what Scooter can do. He'd love to kick this extra point, at least have a little bright spot in his evening.
Snap is down, the kick is up, and
he pulled out. He pulled it to the left.
Well,
boy, tough night for Scooter, but the Wolverines lead 30-0, and that's what's important here. You're watching Woodland Hills High School Television on your local TCI and Time Warner Cable Network.
Ryan, she's called the Woodland Hills High School Television Sports Line at 244-8824, 244-8824. Leave your questions, comments, complaints, concerns, and suggestions about tonight's broadcast with the Sports Line answering machine. That last touchdown pass really put the nail in the coffin for this one. 30-yard touchdown pass from a D to Bill Ferguson on 4th down and 5. The Wolverines lead. Shane McCombs for the Raiders still limping off the field, favoring his right ankle. He hurt it on when he made a tackle here on Bill Ferguson.
So the Wolverines pulling out the route here tonight, 30-0 over Seneca Valley. Who would have expected it coming into this game? The Wolverines were only favored in the Post-Gazette today by 2. Actually, Seneca was favored yesterday's PG East by 2. No one really expected a runaway tonight, but the Wolverines are coming up big, up 30-0.
You know, Penn Hills and North Hills it rained. North Hills really beat the Wolverines up. The weather hurt them. The Wolverines, the offensive line, the entire offensive line had the flu the next week. Medee didn't play until real late in the game against Butler. They were lucky to get out. They won that game. A game probably they shouldn't have won, but they won it nonetheless, and that's what counts. They won it in overtime. Last week, Newcastle upset them. Wolverines finally appear to be healthy and showing that promise they showed us in that first in that first game against Erie Central. We know this is a good club, and finally they seem to be through all their problems. Let's hope it. They can make a real good playoff drive. Getting that ball is Nick Bernini, and he's hit at the 22-yard line, and he's stopped there. Good hitting again there by Woodland Hills. Maurice Beard and Rich Goins on a Tory Weems stopping Bernini up at the 23-yard line. Woodland Hills 30, Seneca nothing here in the 4th quarter with 8:10 left in the game.
You're absolutely right about that comment you made about the Wolverines. There was so much said about this team. They really ran into some tough breaks. They went up to Penn Hills. They have a huge passing game. They worked out perfect in their game against Erie Central, and a hurricane comes along, and they can't pass the ball at all. Have to go to the running game, which they really didn't rely on. Then the following week in North Hills, their quarterback, Medee Williams, gets hurt, and their whole offensive line has a flu from being in a rainstorm the week before, plus it's raining at North Hills. So, I mean, you can't really catch the breaks. You don't really know how well they would have played against the Whitfield's #1 and #2 teams in those games.
Connie hands off to Bernini, and he gets nothing.
That's why
Hoots on the tackle.
That's why if this Wolverine team can stay healthy in next week's game against Ambridge and the remaining game here tonight, they're really going to give North Allegheny a battle. That's going to be one great game. Plus, they have North Allegheny at home when they had to travel to North Hills and Penn Hills and play both those games as well. And it's homecoming, and their fans are going to be everywhere in these stands.
I think it's going to be pretty big crowd. No gain on that play by Marini, 2nd down and 10. And Connie to pass. Light pressure, throws complete to number 21 up at the 32-yard line. That is Brett Such. And Such up to the 35.
And to be totally truthful about it, after last week's game against Newcastle, a lot of folks may have looked in the paper and said, boy, this Wolverine team is really struggling this year. They lost to a Newcastle team, which really wasn't, frankly, that good, and a lot of fans may have stayed home tonight. Well, they've missed a great Wolverine. Looks like it's going to be a victory. They're up 30-0. And, hey, this team is a very good team. They just ran into a tough break last week, and, hey, they're playing good tonight and seem like they're headed on for a pretty good end of the year right now.
Peeking at the right time. Connie to pass. Pressure from Alvin Bryan. He just lobs this one up for Such, and it's incomplete.
Yeah, there's so many of these teams that are playing so well at the beginning of the year, but can they keep it up in this stretch drive? This really when it's important. You got to get the wins when it's coming along playoff time. If you aren't getting the wins now, you aren't going to get them in the playoffs, and you aren't going to be successful.
Well, we'll see what happens here as the Wolverines pounding Seneca Valley right now, 30-0. And it's one of the most impressive performances I've seen in 3 years by this by the Woodland Hills Wolverines. Connie up to the line, 2 men to the near side, 2 men in the backfield on 2nd and 10. We'll go back to pass, and he overthrew Such that time up at the 48-yard line, incomplete. And it'll be 3rd and 10. 6:53 left in the game. Well, next week, let's concentrate on next week. The Ambridge Bridgers. Ambridge winless this season. Lost a lot of games by a lot of points. Get a feel for him. The coach up there's playing a lot of young kids, and he's sort of rebuilding his program. And he's looking down for the future. And there's some,
that's basically the right thing to do because they have really no success this season. And it's like that in all sports. When you're seniors, you have a lot of seniors. You really like to play them, but you really have to look for the future as well. There's some probably good sophomore and junior prospect who'd like to get the playing time this year and work it over through next year. Maybe they can have some successful seasons down the road.
That's what happened in Newcastle. We saw this year. They've won 2 games as Connie pressuring on a play, throws the ball way out of bounds. It's gone out of bounds by number 78, John Horn, but he is out of bounds. He's also a lineman. Probably would have been an ineligible player if he was on the field. So 4th down and 10, and Seneca Valley to punt.
Well, as a change of possession is about to occur, there's actually a new rule change in WPIL this year that we really haven't had much of a chance to talk about. The clock now stops on a change of possession until this next snap. In the past, the clock started when the ball was marked on the official after a change of possession, so officials say the new rule could actually add about 15 minutes per game.
Low punt by Volp, bounces at the 32. Going down right there was Bill Ferguson. So the Wolverines get the ball back, 6:33 left. Let's see if they put some of the backups in here to finish out this game. Wouldn't totally surprise me. I mean, they're up 30-0. It's been a while since the Wolverines have blown the team out.
Let's see who's going to come out here. Looks like basically their same offensive line is going to stay. Let's see if Medee's going to come out.
Medee's still coming out, so they're keeping the regulars in there.
Oh, another thing is they want to keep the rhythm they have, too. They're up 30-0. They're playing a good game. If they put in the backups, they might lose a little bit of that. But you don't want to get hurt either, so.
Let's hope that doesn't hurt the Wolverines here. They're just going to put the backups in here and let them, well, they're not. They're going to keep the starters in there, but trying to finish out this game. 1st and 10. Eric Walker getting the carry, and Eric up to the 35-yard line. On the tackle for Seneca, number 78, John Horn.
So we're basically into our news and notes portion of this program since this is basically a real big blowout. So we'll try to bring you some facts or figures you might not know about in this game. Taking down the Wolverines have a huge lead, 30-0 over Seneca Valley.
The Wolverines did lose to Newcastle next week, but Newcastle does hold the record for most WPIAL titles with, I think, 10 or 11. In fact, it might not have been aware of, might not have cared about either, but just passing along anyway.
Hey, got to kill some time. Wolverines leading 30-0.
Handoff goes to Eric Walker, and Eric's sliding up to the 37-yard line. Again, for those alumni watching tonight, the cheerleaders selling homecoming signs for alumnus for the homecoming game in 2 weeks. If you are interested, the signs are $5 each. You should include your name, sport or activity you played, the year you graduated, what you're up to now. If you are interested in getting one for homecoming, you need the money paid in at the Woodland Hills High School Athletic Office by October 9th. Athletic office number 244-1100. And 3rd and 7 now for the Wolverines. And getting the handoff is Vaughn Nangi. Vaughn pushes up to the 42. And that'll be about a yard short of the first down, and the Wolverines will now drop back and punt.
There's also 2 WPIL running backs who are trying to make some history this year. Both LeVar Arrington of North Hills and Matt Gravish of Penn Trafford having a race to try to become the first running back to gain 4,000 yards in WPIL history. Arrington, a senior, has 3,487 yards for North Hills, which Wolverines actually shut him down pretty good when they played up there, while Gravish, who's only a junior, has 3,449 yards. Both of those guys are really trying to make their mark on the WPIL, try to become the first to 4,000 yards. That would be a huge milestone. Either of those backs could do that.
Both probably played all 4 years. 4th and 1, the Wolverines are going to go for it here.
Hey, why not?
Vaughn Nangi getting that carry.
There's a flag on the play, too.
Up to the 48-yard line. Would be good enough for a first down, but we have a flag on the play. Legal motion against the Wolverines. I'm sure Seneca will accept the penalty and make it 4th down at about 6. Now the Wolverine punt team coming on. Again, the Wolverines in Ambridge next week live on cable radio at 7:30. And video replay that night at 11. Ambridge's best players actually moved across the river and now plays for Aliquippa, which is one of the top teams in AA, and that really hurt the Bridgers. And but again, you know, they give their all.
That was one of those district merger things that really kind of hurt their team, because you know, have a lot of good players moving to a Class AA program and forced to play a lot of younger players. Another high snap on the punt.
Brandon takes his time and
boom that one.
Boom. Beauty down to the 20-yard line. McCombs gets it. He's upended by Maurice Beard at the 23-yard line, and Seneca will get it. 3:43 left in the game. Wolverines 30, Seneca Valley nothing. Watching Woodland Hills High School television on your local TCI and Time Warner Cable Network. There is an injured Seneca Valley player at their own 40-yard line. Try to identify him as soon as possible.
Well, we have some time here. We'd like to mention that actually Wolverines basketball season is less than 2 months away, and actually an interesting note that might affect.
Both teams opening up fairly with some tough games. The Battle Boys basketball team is traveling up to Erie McDowell to play in the Erie McDowell tournament. And the girls team has been fell just short of the state championship game last year. They're opening up with North Catholic and Hollidaysburg, two girls basketball powers at home on November 29th and 30th.
And of course, next week we will be up at Ambridge, but also some interesting news out of Penn Hills. It will affect the Lady Wolverines team. Their Penn Hills girls basketball coach, Bill Lind, stepped down this week as Indians coach. He actually coached Penn Hills since 1985. They've made it to the WPAL championship 9 of 10 years he's been coaching, and they're winning they've had a winning percentage of over 90%. So it'll be interesting to see when that girls basketball season starts, the kind of effect it's going to have on the Penn Hills team. The Wolverines really haven't had that much success over Penn Hills, and of course, like Matt mentioned, the Lady Wolverines begin their action against North Catholic November the 29th. Adam Gusky and I will have that game, and Matt will join Adam for December the 3rd when the boys open at West Mifflin. And of course, the replay times for this game: Friday after the game, Saturday 12 noon and 7 p.m., and again Monday at 7 p.m.
And after you watch the Wolverines in Seneca Valley here, switch over to ABC and watch the Steelers and Chiefs. Penn Hills tonight playing Franklin Regional. The band halftime show, if you missed it. Those out in TV land, we're going to replay that at the end of the game here tonight, so if you missed that. Seneca Valley still player down, looking at his right ankle. I haven't been able to identify him yet. He has stood up now and going to be helped off the field.
But after a great Wolverine basketball season last year for the girls especially, we're going to bring you every single girls game for you this year after basically brought you home games and select away games. And of course, the boys season will be on every single game. And both Matt and I and Adam Gusky will join us actually on the field right now to bring you all of those exciting Wolverine basketball games less than 2 months away. So going to make sure you tune in for this. It should be a great basketball season. The boys team has some great young prospects. I hope to make a run for the playoffs. The girls team is totally loaded and would love to make a run for the state championship that they lost in the semifinals last year to through Altoona, and they're actually going to have a rematch against Altoona January 19th at Altoona, a game you can see here on Woodland Hills High School television.
Craig Kohler was the injured Seneca player. He injured his right ankle, and he's helped off the field. Okay, 1st and 10 now as the Raiders will have a chance here at their own 24-yard line. Get going. Conti hands off to Bernini. Bernini over the 25 to the 30. Still going, trying to break some tackles. Seneca not dead. They're still trying here. They don't want to be shut out, I'm sure.
Have to give those kids credit. They're showing a lot of effort. We've seen the Wolverines in a few games they were down this year. Their kids never stop playing hard, and that's important. Even if your team's getting killed, give 110%. And this is what these teams are doing, and that's great to see in this WPIL football action.
Bernini picked up 8 yards, and it'll be 2nd and 2. Seneca sure doesn't want to be shut out, and the Wolverines would love to keep them out of the end zone or keep them off the board. 2nd down and 10. Bernini gets the call again. He's to the 35. Should be enough for the 1st down, but then he's pushed back right there. Joe Daly there in a flag here deep down at the 50-yard line. Supposing this is a personal foul or some sort. Joe Sperduto was jumping up and down. They didn't know if Joe was angry or happy over the call. We'll see what it is.
Down to 3 minutes left in the game. Clock ticking down. Actually, it's stopped right now, but try to sort out these penalties on the field.
And we'll see what the officials' ruling here is. It's a 1st down for Seneca at the 35-yard line.
It's going to be a personal foul
against the Raiders. So they get the 1st down, but they're going to lose 15 yards on it.
So 1st and 25. Actually, the personal foul was after the 1st down, so it'll be 1st and 25 for Seneca Valley.
It's way up at the 50-yard line. I'm not sure what it was. The Wolverine that was hurt, or that was hit on the play for the personal foul by the Seneca player was Joe Sperduto. I saw Joe jumping up and down way back here and such. So it's going to be 1st and 25 for the Raiders. Now they get the 1st down, but of course now it's 1st and 25 for them. It's been that kind of night for them. We're under 3 minutes now. Actually, we're standing exactly at 3 minutes. Clock runs, and we're under 3 minutes. 30-0. Woodland Hills leading Seneca Valley. 2 men here to the near side. 1 man in the backfield, 1 slot back, and Bernini gets the call straight ahead to the 22-yard line. Jabbar Smucker and Joe Sperduto on the tackle.
So the Wolverines' defensive starters, for the most part, are remaining in the game as well. They've been sticking what works for them and just want to keep the guys who have been getting them there, keeping them in the game and reward them for their strong performance so far this season. Wolverine crowd slowly trickling out after the 30-0 lead they have right now, and it is a very cold night, so if you're sitting out there, you're probably freezing a little bit. Right now, we're lucky we're in the press box and nice and cozy.
Connie to pass, pump fake, looking long for number 21, Brett Such, and the pass falls incomplete.
And of course, we have to thank Fragelic Heating, Plumbing, Air Conditioning, and Commercial Refrigeration for keeping us warm tonight. Numbers 271-5953. Give them a call today, and you can stay as warm as we are right now in the press box.
I'd also like to thank our friends at Bell Atlantic 9X Mobile. From Maine to the Carolinas, we bring it to you, as always.
Help us out with all of our road games. They'll be with us next week again at Ambridge. We'll bring you live cable radio at 7:30, video replay after the game, Saturday at noon and Monday at 7 p.m.
Of course, the band, left.
Of course, the band festival next Saturday night at 6 p.m. here at the Wolverine. And various high school bands, actually a pit marching band also coming down for that.
Connie to pass, looking deep down the field. It's tipped and it's incomplete. On the making defense of the pass was Darryl Reeves. It was intended for Jacinth Vukolich. And it's 4th down now for Seneca, and they will punt it off.
So basically the rest of the Wolverine schedule looks like this. Next week they travel to Ambridge. Then the big homecoming game against North Allegheny, which the fans are going to be rocking for. And the senior rec game against Shaler. Shaler's not really been that strong of a team this year. They beat Newcastle, who the Wolverines lost to, but really haven't shown that many strong performances this year.
Volpe, another good kick. One of the bright spots for Seneca tonight. Ferguson takes the 45, cuts back, and he swarmed down there at the Woodland Hills 48-yard line. So a 3-yard return for Bill on that play, and we're down to 1:44 left in the game. 30-0, the Wolverines lead. You're watching Woodland Hills High School Television on your local TCI and Time Warner cable networks.
And no matter what happens after that Shaler game, the Wolverines will have one remaining game, whether it's a playoff game or not. If they don't make the playoffs, then it'll be a cross-section game against another team from another conference.
It will be the Quad East. They decided
Quad
the
East.
Wolverines would play the same number place team from the Quad East. Figuring right now if they don't make it, they would be playing the fourth place team. Well, Wolverines do send in some of the backups. Mike Smith is in a quarterback for his first snap of the season, and he calls timeout. He didn't like what
he got to make his
saw.
impression on the team.
Didn't like what he saw there, and he stops the clock. And
give that kid credit. Comes out there for the first time. Playing his first varsity game, says, "Hey, I don't like the way things are looking. I need a TO."
Coach Novak comes out, puts his arm around him, says, "It's okay. Guys are out here."
He'll get his experience. He's only a sophomore out there. I'm sure he'll see many other situations like that.
Could be
Just
the
tell him
man
to keep
next
him
year.
calm. Yes, he could be. Him and Joe Taylor have really been battling it out in junior varsity this year. They've basically both been getting equal playing time. So
Tyler Novak was the backup quarterback last year. This year he's playing tight end, so I don't know if Tyler would be the quarterback next year or not.
So they're probably going to try to give all three of those guys an equal opportunity, I'm sure, next year in camp after McDee's gone. Of course, he's a senior.
A lot of seniors on this Woodland Hills team, so
really going to give these prospects some work now, and it's basically time. It's ticked away under 2 minutes. So might as well give some of these rookies a chance out there.
that was a shot. No, that was a shot from the Seneca Valley television station on the other side of the field there, the home side. Smith fumbles the snap on his first official play, and I think he recovered it. Well,
nope,
Seneca
it's going over to
takes it.
Seneca. Boy, got a feel for Mike Smith. Comes out there, doesn't like what he sees, has to take a timeout, and then fumbles his first snap. So, hey, he's going to learn. He's only a sophomore. So, sort of him, and so it's kind of been a tough night for him and the kicker, Scott Henderson, who have missed some extra points, but it doesn't really matter that much for the Wolverines tonight. They're up 30-0.
I know Scott's had a tough week, and I'm sure this is not going to help
Excite him, but they're winning, so
they're winning.
Scott will
I
have
mean,
a bright point.
He'll feel good about that, but Connie to pass, it's tipped and it goes incomplete. He wanted McCombs on that play. McCombs
Maybe he
seems
can
to be okay after that ankle injury. Second down.
Maybe Scotty can call Mike Smith up and they can talk about their problems and see how to work it out for next week at Ambridge.
And again, yes, next week the Wolverines do travel to Ambridge to play the Bridgers in the first ever meeting between those two teams. The Bridgers winless this season, and I doubt that they're winning tonight. They're at North Hills, which has been now sort of a weird situation after Penn Hills beat Plum 2 weeks ago, 8-7.
Wouldn't it be something if
The state rankers out at Harrisburg dropped Penn Hills out of number 1 to number 2 and put North Hills in at number 1. So North Hills number 1 in the state, but Penn Hills still number 1 in the country. That pass is complete to Josh Spraker down at the 32-yard line. A pickup of 17 on the play and a first down for Seneca.
Seneca's trying to hurry things up here and try to break this Wolverines shutout right now. Wolverines lead 30-0, but Seneca wouldn't mind getting in the end zone for pride at the moment.
Down to $1:13 left in the game.
Conti's still staying in the game for Seneca throughout all of this. He needs to get the work, so they're going to stay with him. Time still continues to tick.
Certainly struggled tonight with 3
Under a minute.
interceptions. Torrey Weems had a pick. Gordon Pierce had a pick. In fact, Gordy returned his for a touchdown. And also with an interception, Raymar Hester. Touchdowns Wolverines tonight. Eric Walker had a 2-yard touchdown run.
Conti's pass right there was way over the head of his intended receiver. That was number 21, Brett Such. The Wolverine cheerleaders also on the far sidelines are really geeked about this game. They're happy the Wolverines are winning. They're really pumping up the crowd.
One of them, in fact,
30-0.
I think made the catch on that last pass from Connie, or stopped the ball at least. Well, anyway, scoring summary again, Woodland Hills, Eric Walker, a 2-yard touchdown run. Medee Williams, 22-yard touchdown pass to Raymar Hester just before the half expired. In the beginning of the second half, Wolverines made it 18-0. And here's Connie looking to pass again. He wanted Spraker, and he couldn't hold on to that ball and complete down at the 10-yard line. And he got hit there hard, and he's hurt.
43 seconds remaining in this one.
Wolverines made it 24-0 on an interception return by Gordy Pierce, and 30-0 on a 30-yard touchdown pass from Medee Williams to Bill Fergan. Spraker really got rocked on that last play. He's hurt.
That's a huge loss for Seneca. With their remaining games, Spraker is probably one of their best prospects. He's had a tough night tonight. He jumped offside and a few actually 3 or 4 false starts. But tough night for him tonight, and hasn't had that great of night receiving. And really got to feel for the kid. He's laying on the ground right now, a little bit banged up. So hopefully he can get off and walk out all right. There's the Wolverine cheerleaders. And again, they're basically pretty concerned for him too, because you really hate to see anyone fall down in the game, especially this late when things are basically meaningless. At the
Wolverine cheerleading captain this year is Melissa Rickard, and the assistant or the co-captains are Melanie DeGrano and Sharon Biondo. The mascot is Jeanette McGraw. Well, Spraker gets up. I just had the wind knocked out of him.
That's nice to see him walking off the field.
He did get do a pretty hard hit on that last play.
There's a look at the Wolverine crowd that's endured the cold temperatures tonight. Actually, it's back on the field now as I speak of it. But got to give the crowd credit. They've stayed. Many fans have stayed in the stands throughout this Wolverine victory tonight, up 30-0. Hey, they're here to support the team, and I'm sure a lot of fans will make another far trip up to Ambridge next week. Another long road trip for us as well.
We're going to bring it to you.
We'll bring it to you. We'll go anywhere. We've proved that in the past. We'll prove it again.
In 2 weeks is when we want you down here at the Wolverine without question.
Got to get the crowd pumped up for homecoming. Got to get this team pumped up.
3rd and 10. Connie to pass again. Pressured by Sperduto, gets the pass off. It's tipped by Alvin Bryant and falls incomplete, and it'll be 4th down.
Alvin Bryant tipped that one, trying to get another pick on the evening.
4th down.
4th down now, facing Seneca, and they use their last time out here. They want to get on the board really badly. 35 seconds left in the game. Seneca also could be thinking about if it comes to his Gardner points. If they do get on the board, that does help them in that stage of the game. Is almost everything. Opponents' record, opponents played, the teams that their opponents have played, their records, and points scored, point differential, and such. That all figures into Gardner points, and maybe that's what Seneca wants right now. They don't want to be shut out, but they also want to get a little something. You never know what might affect things like that. And getting on the board here could help them.
But the main tiebreaker when it comes down to this situation when two teams are tied are those head-to-head competitions. And what the Wolverines do have is a win over Butler, which is a strong contender for 3rd place, and Quad North in a win over Seneca Valley tonight, which is actually supposed to be the number 3 team in that Quad North Conference. So the Wolverines coming here tonight, 30-0 victory. And those tiebreakers against those two teams are really looking pretty at the moment.
Lost to Newcastle, sort of an ugly spot on the season.
But Newcastle's not really one of those teams that's going to contend for that 3rd playoff spot unless it makes one great run.
If they put on a Cinderella run, you never know. Connie here on 4th down, looking across the middle. It's caught. 1st down, making the reception is number 34, Jacinth Uklich.
Those kids aren't going
down
to
at the 10-yard line. We don't have any timeouts here. No, and now some excitement here at the end of the game. Down to the 10-yard line. The Wolverines trying to stop him here.
23 seconds left. Clock ticking.
You just turned in. It's 30-0. Don't worry. It's not like, this is, towards the end of a game. Great catch there on the play by Brett Such, but a great tackle on that play. We're down to 12 seconds left. Seneca trying to hurry up here.
Bill Ferguson totally drilled him on the hit. We're down to under 5 right now.
Down to 6. Seneca trying to get things set here. Down to 3. Last play of the game. Can they put it in? Connie to roll out. Looking. Doesn't see anything. Has room here on the side. Cuts back.
They're going to stop him short.
And he is stopped, and the Wolverines preserve the shutout, 30-0. And make a statement with their pasting of Seneca Valley. Last comment, Brian.
30-0 over Seneca Valley. Great performance by this team tonight. They came out and played. They knew they had to win this game. If any chance of making the playoffs, they come home a winner, 30-0 over Seneca Valley. Matt, to wrap it up.
Well, yes, the Wolverines make an impressive statement tonight as they crush Seneca Valley 30-0. Next week, they travel to Ambridge to play the Bridgers. And 2 weeks, the homecoming game, Woodland Hills and North Allegheny. That's looking large right now if the Wolverines can get past Ambridge. We'd like to thank our technical crews tonight from both Woodland Hills Television and Seneca Valley Television. Next week, October 11th, the kickoff at 7:30 out at Ambridge. We'll be live on cable radio video replays at night at 11. So the game is concluded here. Woodland Hills 30, Seneca nothing. For Brian Rosiak and everybody else here at Woodland Hills High School Television, this is Matt Bush wishing you a pleasant good evening.